What? Alright, hello, welcome to... What are we...
Starting?
Yeah, what?
I
F-art.
thought you were joking. Oh, welcome to F-Art.
No,
Let me open the
I was...
stream.
we're literally struck.
Uh-huh. Oh, okay.
I did...
There we
Yeah, no.
go. Welcome all you viewers who had to wait an hour. Oh, wait. You're not here anymore? What? Marsh, do you know of this? Oh, good. Yeah.
I don't like daylight savings time. Oh,
And
buddy, hello.
oh, Budgie is here. Our one viewer. Well, I guess including us two, it's 3 viewers.
Yeah, okay.
So what are we doing today, Borsch? Before we
Oh,
get started in our
you're
regular
doing
round.
homework. And I'm
I'm
also
doing
doing homework.
Well, maybe let's not make it sound so boring.
But our homework is art, so it still works out.
Right. Oh gosh.
Whatever you guys do, don't swear. That's the one, that's my weakness, I'll tell you.
I thought we could swear after like 10 minutes.
Yeah, but that's 5, it's 5 minutes left.
Oh.
That's how that goes. Just getting ready for a big one.
Yeah. Okay. I'm working on making some comic thumbnails. Comic thumbnailing is pretty much where you outline your ideas and you yeah, you just sketch out what it could be. You make like 2 or 3 of those so that you know what the frick you want to be doing.
Oh, the Bill Sue wants us to swear.
Oh, the Bill Sue, you're here. Oh, thank God. Here I thought you would be deterred by Marsha's horrible sleep schedule. Oh God, I haven't finished editing F-art stuff. It's okay, Budgie. It doesn't matter. No swear. That's okay. What? Budgie, it's fine. We're not gonna swear. Marsh, kick Budgie out.
Oh, you know what's funny? Like, nothing changes in any of my clocks. It all adjusts to the new time. I guess that's what it's supposed to quote-unquote do. It just makes my life difficult.
Right, yeah. Well, I mean, daylight saving is such a pointless thing. Hold on, you didn't even say what you were doing.
Oh, no, we're both doing homework.
Yeah, well, I said I was doing comics. What the frick? Is like homework? Is like what are you, calculus? Is like gonna whip out the math degree?
It's art because if art.
Oh God.
The idea. So last week I was working on a finished piece. Oh, I might as well show it. It turned out pretty good. But today is the opposite of it. The opposite mentality. Instead of a finished piece, it's the whole idea of it is to just mind vomit onto the page, which is why it's named
Right.
Name Brain Fart. You'll count down the seconds so everyone can swear at the same time.
Yay. Yay. Oh gosh.
But yeah.
This is such a no swearing is such an asinine rule.
Oh, we didn't make YouTube.
No, because if we did, you know how it would end.
It'd be just another kind of OnlyFans.
Go up.
So that thing I fiddled with for the entirety of like what 2-3 hours, it's fixing the anatomy of, I did actually bring to a point where I could call it mostly finished. There's some painting and shading I still have to do, but I don't have the time for that. That way homework is just vomiting onto the page, and
Who
I'm
does have
happy
the
with
time
that
for
because I make a lot of. I think I do my
money? You
best
make a lot of
doodling.
money?
I wish I did.
You made a lot of
I
money?
wish.
Oh
Well, there's a
boy.
fireplace. Budgie squawking at our single viewer.
Budgie, Budgie, don't deter our one viewer. Oh, crikes. Oh yeah. What was the conversation we were about to launch into? Daylight savings are so
Yeah.
stupid. I heard, didn't they want to get rid of that
A lot
or
of people
something?
do. It's just the people who do are always opposed by the people that don't, and you know what's.
But yeah, but why? Who does it benefit to keep daylight savings? It's like twice a year. You're like, whoopsie poopsie. It's not the time I think anymore, and it's just like it's such a pointless. It's like
Well,
if you, it's well, what does it do?
like it's
Borscht, explain it
supposed
to
to
me.
be for the farmers and the workers because you know you can't put a lamp in the sky, but the thing about that is that I think the light fluctuates so much that they'll get more time adjusting their own clocks for themselves.
Yeah, I'm fucking
But it's
exactly. The
supposed to
farm,
be for the farmers.
but why the farmer no just say, okay, I wake up 1 hour earlier starting today. You know, why we suffer,
I
Borscht? How
don't
many of
know.
us are farmers? Oh gosh. Okay, see,
Oh,
that's
look,
an
they're getting
argument.
up. They've bonded. They found out
They
they're
are.
both birds.
There's a fellow bird. This
Chirp,
is a
chirp.
fellow.
Oh my god.
Here.
They bonded.
Here we go. Well, look, Bilsu, since you're such a nice viewer, I'm gonna pull up an image of a crow. I'm gonna draw a mini crow just for you. Um let's see what image I can find, if I can find something cute. Oh, this is cute. Some other artist made this, so naturally I'm going to steal it. We've got this, and we've got this. You know, I'm willing to make whatever art it takes to avoid doing my homework.
Uh-huh.
Here we go. Look at how cute this crow is. Some rando just made this. But yeah, here we go. So, how's your week been, Borscht? You wanna tell me about events and tribulations and whatever else has been going on?
Hmm. Oh, I've been working on a comic that's not mine. That's been
Right.
taking up most of it because not only with the comic, I have to study anatomy, so I stop getting stuck in weird places so I can do commissions faster. That's basically my
Yeah.
entire goal, and I've just kind of sunken my head into it, and there's no going out now. This is just my
So nice.
life.
I mean, that's pretty good. How do you find making this comic whose commissioner is not here right now and likely will never watch this video?
Well, it's a challenge because I'm not used to doing anything fast, and now here's a format that requires me to be fast, or I can't even accept the project. Like,
Yeah, it's not
this
just
is a
fast. You have to be
test.
fast as fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
is
So
that
this is my
sound?
test. I'm
Yeah.
doing sample chapters, and if I can you know, figure out a rhythm by the time this section is done, I'll accept the project. But if
Right.
not, no. Because of the
What does
whole idea
the
is that I have to fill the space. I have to fill the space with some, you know, minimum paying job. And I would have replaced that space with the comic if I could do it, you know.
yeah?
And so
So essentially,
yeah, if I
you'd be
can't,
hired full time.
I'd be hired for however long the chapters are, which apparently is something like, oh, it's a lot of pages. It's actually quite a lot of pages. It buys me a lot of time.
Yeah.
And
It
so
buys you a lot of time,
yeah,
but
yeah.
what if it becomes one of those things? You know how when you first started commissions, you're like, "This is fine. Now I get to do art all the time. Yay!"
Well, I'm
And like
already
2
there.
months into commissions, you're like, "Oh, my life, the suffering,
Yeah,
the
but it's either
indignity."
this or another job that will also do that for sure. See, the thing
Right.
with another job,
You can always
probably the
work
only
for
thing
me.
that will, well, yeah,
Yeah.
you're not paying it, so The only problem about service working jobs, I know for sure will do that. But the art
Yeah,
job, I'm already doing a lot of art, so I'm so into this right now that there's that chance that it might not be, and if they're both gonna be like that, I might as well pick this one. Especially this is
right.
the one
Yeah,
I'm good at. So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
if I can't do it, then I can't afford to take such a big project because it'll just fill my time for basically nothing.
So in essence, it's the lesser of two evils, is what you're saying.
Yeah, that's it.
It's like, well, look, here is sweeping up poop, you know, and here is working on the commission for
Yeah,
comic, and they rank like, here's the poop, here's the little stinky poop, and here's the comic, and this is the scale. Wah, wah.
yeah. Because
uh,
nothing will ever compare to working on your own things.
yeah, of course. You know, now I guess it's funny because it's like Tantalus's fruit, you know. Except now you've kind of forced yourself. Like, if this does work out for you, it'll be even more tantalizing because instead of being like, oh, I wish I could work on comics and my own stories instead of these nasty commissions, it's gonna be oh god, now I have to work on a comic that I don't want to like tell the story of, not to say that you don't want to, but like, let's say that's what it becomes, right? And then wouldn't that be more painful for you in the end?
I don't have a choice. The luxury of
Well, all right.
choice is something only people who
Good answer.
can afford. So yeah,
Yeah,
sure, those are things that will probably happen, but what else is there? The stream has
right,
ended.
right.
Cricket noise.
Oh, well. Look, I'm back, don't worry about
We
it.
passed the 5 minutes. Fuck
Ah,
life.
fuck. Oh,
Fuck art.
Venus.
Fuck life. Fuck.
Fucking swear words. Shit. More shit
Shit
on
is the
this.
only thing you can think of.
Well, I thought of lots of stuff, but I was like, even this stuff, getting banned for this stuff does not rely on a timer. Oh gosh, all right.
Oh, are
Here,
you
Bill.
learning the style? Oh, good job.
Well,
You're
I'm
using reference. Wow, you're studying.
shush. I'm just doing this for Bilsu only because
Okay.
Bilsu is such a good boy, and we need some sort of bribe to. Well, I guess bride as well. If you want, you can add a little like do, and have this crow. But we need something to keep him engaged for the next few sessions. It's like, oh look, Heck drew a crow for me. He must really care, and I'm like, yeah.
Okay, well, the real caring would be you do a study and then you do an independent one.
No, 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 no. Well, I
No.
am going to do an independent one. What do you think I'm like trying to see what the frick this artist is doing for? Like, if I just leave it like that, I know what the internet's like. Like, we're on a tiny scale right now, so we're fine. But if I get like 10 viewers, or even maybe even less than that, and then you start doing this, even if you explain that it's just you studying a style, the first few comments are all gonna be like, copy, copy, make copy. So I think every time I copy, I just have to do my own version of it at the end.
Mhm.
Kind of quell the mob. But yeah, why don't you explain to me why copying is a good thing, Borsch, art wise?
It's like writing, where you have to learn the sentences and the grammar before
Oh
you
my
can
god.
make your own. What? That's make your.
Like the
That's,
worst explanation ever.
that's the one I
Uh,
used on you.
yeah, I know. I guess what, it took me like forever to start copying.
Well, it's because you were
Um,
scared of references. I like pull up a reference, you're like, ah! Demon!
I guess that's true. All right,
Devil
stop
spot!
interrupting. You can keep going.
But yeah, the only references we have for the quote unquote sentence structure is pre-existing artworks. they've
Yeah.
taken what they've seen from real life and simplified. We're actually just passing down knowledge from like generations and generations
There
between
you
artists.
go. Essentially, you just you see something another artist is doing, you're like, that's neat, and then you rip it right from their fucking tiny grubby dead hands, and you're like, this is mine now. And then when they're like, no, it's not, I made that, you push them. And then when they're on the floor, you say, haha, what are you gonna do, nerd? See, art is just a big game about who's the biggest bully and who's brave enough to be the biggest bully.
Like I
Because
think
like,
the book
what
Steal
are you
This
gonna
Book.
disagree?
No,
How
no,
dare you?
Steal This Book popularized the idea because once that meme book came out, people kind of understood that when artists should steal, it's not literally stealing. It's like
Yeah.
studying a style, taking the concepts of it, and then meshing it into your own style. And most people are just a conglomerate of a bunch of different styles they liked and studied intentionally or unintentionally.
Yeah, I think the unintentionally part is like the draw, right? It's like if you like it or not, you're going to steal. That's the point, right? Because it's inevitable if you're a creative person or you create, and you expose yourself to other people's art, and be it music or writing or anything else, you're gonna see something you like, and then you're gonna be like, wow, this inspires me. Well, the inspiration is just another word for theft. In this case, you
Inspiration
know,
is kind of just another word
yeah,
for
it's
that.
just theft because you're like, wow, this inspires me. Well, what are you gonna do when it inspires you? You're gonna try and make something similar. You're stealing. You're a thief. And there's nothing wrong with that. You do a little steal, and and your stuff is better. It's not like you steal and stuff is immediately bad because karma or whatever. You steal and it's great, and then you get that itch to steal again. And it's fine, it's like, go ahead, steal as many times as you want, because that's art.
Then there's the funny part that a lot of people are like good at the level to actually copy something is such a high skill cap. Like it's
Yeah,
even though you got those tracers, they're always traced badly.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
it's actually because to recreate something
yeah.
because even beginning artists will realize this that if you do a pencil sketch and then pen over it their pen will not look like their pencil sketch and they won't know why. It's because tracing doesn't fix everything, and
Yeah,
so it's not like you can actually copy, and by the time you're good enough to copy you might as well not copy because you probably can do something all by yourself.
unless you're stupid like me. You
No,
know me, I copy.
you're
I
past
I
the
mean, I
stage.
copy,
You're
but I
past that stage
freaking.
already. Well, you do
You
the
think so?
copying that is universally not universally, but like acceptable, which
Yeah,
is
right,
that
but
you take little bits of everyone's style, the thing we just talked about, and push it in your own.
yeah, yeah.
So you're
But,
already at that point because no
but
matter
what
what you
I what
pick
I'm
up, it's gonna transform into your style.
sure, sure, sure. That's not the part I'm contending. The
Oh,
part
what
I'm
is the
contending
part you're
is, yeah,
contending?
the part where I try to interrupt you because you're going on about something. I'm like, wait, Marsh, I need to clarify something. You're exactly like this bird. You're like, look at this. By the
You
way, I
told
ripped
me
the art
to
style.
talk over you, so yeah. I took you very literally that day.
Look at this. Here we go. Yeah, I
Okay,
remember.
okay,
That was
but
that day. That was like
sure.
yesterday. You remember?
Oh, that was like 3 podcasts ago.
Oh, was it? Oh, didn't we
Hmm.
have a misunderstanding like that, like yesterday? Here we
Well,
go.
yeah, we
Look at this.
definitely had a misunderstanding like that yesterday, but in terms of the talking over thing,
Right, right. I already forgot about that. Was I not supposed to do that? Marsh.
what?
Marsh, was I not supposed to do that?
No,
Was I not supposed to talk
you
over
told
you?
no,
I
you
love
told
talking
me to
over you.
talk over
I mean,
you
it's like if I
because you
talk
go on
over
and
you, it's
on.
just fun.
Ah,
Well, yeah, I just don't want to be.
uh huh.
Anyways, look at this. Doesn't this look like I ripped the art style successfully? Not
It's
really,
not
right?
bad, but you yeah, I can tell you why, but no, I would keep the beak like that
No,
because
I would too. I just have
there's
to make it
some
bigger.
ravens that are like that, but not all of them are. So the variation in beak is
Oh,
good.
you can just say it for what it is. You can call me trashy trash monkey,
Oh look,
and
heck, you're a
just
bride.
my bride.
Yeah, you're a bride. They're making a movie in the background.
Oh, inspiration is just a form of stealing. Oh
Mm,
God, Heck will be the bride of the movie. You know this image that I have for the Toasty Corner is so misleading. Like I still have that happy-go-lucky smile, but the fist reveals the rage, you
yeah,
know? But in the new thing that I did for my own stream,
it's
it's
all
far more
rage.
accurate.
Hmm.
Yeah, because it's all rage. There you go. There's no like misconception. Nobody can come in and think that I'm a happy person. You know? Anyways, look, my ADHD is showing.
Yep.
I'm jumping between too many topics. What was I talking about before
Oh
this?
God.
Borsch, you need to remind me. Oh yeah, art styles. Yeah, copying.
Jesus
Look, look.
Christ.
Oh god. I don't want to put one wing down and one wing up. I think that sends the wrong message. I think.
You're gonna have to, when birds talk and then they gesticulate because we personify them. That happens anyways. If we can't do it now, the world doesn't have have any
Well,
chances.
here we go. I'm going for it because this fits the silhouette better. No, what I mean with I suck at copying is
Yeah.
that like I will copy. You see me copy. I can copy well. Like I'm not gonna deny it. Let me pull it
Oh,
up.
I think I remember what this point is gonna be. Go, go, go.
Yeah, look, like I can make
Okay.
stuff like this where like this is a pretty accurate like recreation. I didn't trace this. I was just like, how is this guy posed? And then look, you can see my tiny little measurements here, where you can kind of check what is in relation to what. And sure,
Yes,
this
good
guy's a little
job.
bit more chunky, But then you have this and stuff like that. What else do I have
Mhm.
on here? Oh, have fun. Me pointing a gun at my own brain. What's this? Oh yeah, I did this a few streams ago. Sample my wares. Oh god, I forgot all of this. Here's Castle Swimmer references. But anyways, look, I can copy this, right? And it all
Mhm.
makes sense when I copy this. And it feels great because you feel like you have skill, or at least I feel like I have skill because I'm taking somebody who's wildly more successful than me
Mhm.
and taking their art style and pretending like it's my own and going, oh, ah, but then when it
Mhm.
comes to just applying that to my own artworks, it's like I completely forget everything that just occurred. I
Yeah,
just
I guess you
like my
copied
brain
brain.
flopped.
You like, do you just copy brainlessly but don't dissect it as you're doing it?
Look at this. Look at this. This is like a one-to-one thing. Like this looks like the artist just said, "Hey, let me do the same thing again." It's great. It's fantastic. Here's here's a flipped over spittoon called I Raj. Give you one guess at who that is. And look, I mean, I take notes. I dissect it. I take notes. I'm like, okay, what shape is this? And stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, this is what I mean. I did it. I did. Why you can just can't apply it for whatever reason?
Well,
I
it's
do it and then I suffer.
a lot of I watched a video on this recently where the teacher was, I think, a
Watch
watercolor or
this if you're
oils
stupid.
teacher, and they were talking about perfectionism and how
Yeah,
most students actually do kind of experience what you're experiencing, where they feel on top of the world because they successfully did an assignment or study correctly, and of course because they were handed the tools by another artist, and then what they do is they get discouraged after trying again, by themselves, and then they can't get it right, and so it just creates this downward spiral where maybe they did pick up something, but they're so disheartened because they didn't do it on the first try afterwards that they just stop
yeah,
trying after that, and it just
yeah.
goes downhill from there. I
Sounds
think it goes
familiar
back
though.
to the experimenting thing where when I learn how to figure out what people are doing,
Yeah,
sometimes it takes me a while to recreate it. And what I do after my study is I go for a test run. I do this in my anatomy studies too. I'll trace a photograph of its basic forms, like layered on top of the body, and then I'll go
yeah,
off and draw my own pose from scratch and see if I could imply what I just observed. with varying degrees of success. But that guess and check part, I think, is what saved me from that pitfall of whatever is going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would
Uh,
suggest doing exercises to apply stuff that you're
I guess.
studying.
I guess, but that would require me doing more art. Like the number one thing I feel holding me back is just my stupid brain.
Yeah,
Like
no, that's
always,
that's that's it. No, it's me
Yeah.
too. That's what it is.
Yep.
It's absolutely just the brain.
The brain. Because even if I had more time, I know I'd probably laze around more than I should. Because there's still that like,
Monkey brain.
yeah, there you go. Hey Bill Sue, what would you like on your little crow? I'll make the little crow for you. You can't see it because my freaking head's so huge on the stream. Like, I wish there's some easier way for me to position stuff. Like knowing where it's gonna show up on stream, you know? Maybe you should just follow me on Twitch. And then I'll stream every day. I mean, I'm going to,
Oh,
right?
is this your
And then,
original one?
huh?
Is this
Yeah,
your
that's my
original?
original one.
What? Do
I
I do exactly the same? You're supposed to take the
yeah.
lessons and then apply it to your own style.
Well, I applied it. I thefted it 100%. That's why I'm asking him what he wants because I'm like, well, I can vary it based on like what he wants. I mean, sure, you
Like you
want me
don't
to add
even do
some more
wings like that.
variation? Yeah, of course I know.
You like this? You like pointy
Fine,
triangles?
fine.
Here,
Yeah,
geometric
okay.
it.
I know. All right, fine. Let's go for this. Freaking Martian or support for my art
This
style
is for
and
your own good.
so annoying. God, I hate it every time. I'm trying.
Uh-huh.
I'm just a mouse trying to get some cheese, and then she'll be all like, "Oh, you gotta be good at art." And I'm like, "Do I?" And she's like, "Yeah." And then here we go. Now he looks like he's really angry. I've
Well,
never
that's
drawn
good
like
because
humans before.
he wants to be angry in a bow tie. See, you already got all the triangles lined up. It's a
Give me
circle
the
and
angry.
triangle shape. There you go. You got it. It's fine.
Yeah, there you go. I guess that's true. I just need to add in second triangle here.
Oh, you know what's
Uh,
also a cute trick people do? You take
no.
the big fucking uh beak, whatever shape you have.
Yeah.
No, that's not it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is
And
it
then
not good enough for
no,
you?
no, no, no. Because yeah, now you're running into applying and fucking, also making it not exactly like the original.
Yeah.
Applying the face structures you like is a good one. But the cute part of it is the huge beak and the big rounded body, right? That's the appeal. You can make the
Yeah.
legs like even fucking tinier. And then some people do wings like this with a big body. They like making tiny ass wings like this.
Yeah.
Like that's a cute thing people do a lot.
Yeah. I gotcha. I gotcha. God. It's the part where, see, this is the part I struggle at. The part where you're not just blindly copying and you have to have some sort of semblance of skill.
Yeah, it's guess and check. You try something, it doesn't work out, you somehow pick yourself up off the ground and try again.
Yeah, trial and error.
Like
Okay.
you got figured out the patience to do reference studies. Now you're gonna learn the patience to guess and check your own stuff.
Yeah, it's funny how you believe in me and stuff. You know, it's insanely frustrating. You have no idea.
Well, you surprised me. You after years of denouncing references, your tutor got you to use references, and now you just actively do it.
Well, it's because he kind of smacked me. He was like, "How are you gonna expand your visual library if you don't expand your visual library?" And
Yeah,
it's
good.
different with a teacher because he's like, "Do this for homework," and I'm like, "Well, if I don't do this, I'm wasting my money on the lesson, you know." So I have to do it now, you know.
Yeah, who
It it
cares?
it becomes yeah, exactly. Who cares what?
Whatever you have to do to
Yeah,
do it. Yeah, there's no shame in that. That your tutor
whatever
motivated you. That's
whatever
good.
methods you chose to gain power, may they be drugs or
Uh-huh.
abuse or
Uh-huh.
Marsh says whatever you need to
Look,
get
if we
there.
didn't have alcohol, we wouldn't have had Edgar Allan Poe.
We wouldn't have had alcohol. We wouldn't have had me. I have no
Hmm.
idea if that's true, but let's say it is for the funny sake. All right, look.
Mm.
See, I'm even doing the geometric eye that I like doing.
Yeah.
And now look, it does look good.
Yeah, you
Looks
could
like
make the entire thing Geo if you wanted.
no. It's I mean geo includes like roundness, you know. It just means like, to me at least, it means like having very distinct like shapes and spikiness. It's both those things.
Oh, for
So what
me, it it starts suggesting like a rounded but boxy form, and then it has like
yeah,
sides to it. So I guess it's the same
right.
similar thing, but in
Similar, yeah.
3D. Mm. Like there would be the sideline, like there was in the dragon, across the.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Mm.
like the side line, like down the body. That's
Mm.
a big fan of that. I do love that. Still struggle with it. You know, I should try and apply it more, and then I'll probably get better at
Mm.
it.
Now we're both.
We're both just doodling
We're
or
both
what?
coughing.
Oh yeah. Here we go. The Bill Sue.
Mm.
How's this? You like this? Is a small angry boy.
Are you gonna post that on Instagram?
No, I'll send it to Bill Sue if he
Mm.
wants. You know, if he doesn't want, then I'll just silently cry into the night as I usually do. Do you want a little tuft of hair? Maybe a hat? Maybe like a thimble? That's one of my favorite themes. You know, like
Mm.
a
Tiny?
tiny mouse. Yeah, like oh, I'm just a tiny person. All I can defend myself with is like this knitting needle, or like not even knitting
Mm-hmm.
needle. It's like regular needle, and I'm
Do
wearing the
your
little like,
thimbles look like that?
well, you know, reverse thimble. Reverse thimble. uh oh, you're gonna use it as your profile picture. Yeah. Don't embarrass me. This is such a like ugly sketch.
Well, you
I
better
gotta
color. I have to color it.
Yeah, now I have to make it better.
Good.
God damn, Bill Sue, this look at what you do to me. Well, you know, whatever gets me out of doing homework. Even though I love doing homework.
Procrastinating. At least you're procrastinating for cute things.
Yeah, here we go. All right. Gonna at least clean it up a little bit. Christ almighty.
See, this is why I have a chibi art redeem on my stream. You might end up doing the same thing.
Yeah, Bilsa just had to go and do it and be like super supportive and stuff. Ugh, gosh. Don't you hate it? Let's see. I never colored with pencil before, so I have no idea how this is gonna go.
Oh, you're doing like the color pencil look.
Yeah, color pencil look.
Well, if you're doing the
Just
color
because.
pencil look, you don't have to like go opaque.
Okay, I have to. Should I just reduce the opacity?
Oh no, it's
Or
just
brush
I
density?
no, you keep it. It's just like it looked like you were going over your stuff to try and make it opaque when you were using an opaque. You weren't using an
No, no,
opaque
no.
brush.
I mean, I know how layers work. It dipped up, so this is a different layer. Here we go.
No,
Here we
no,
go.
no,
Here
that
we go.
wasn't what I was talking about.
Oh,
Like
that's not.
no, it's fine. It's fine, you got it.
I got it. Does it look like I got it? Look at me. I'm like a toddler. I can't even color inside my own lines.
No one
All right.
can, alright.
Here we go. Here we go. All right. Now we got this base color down. It's ugly ass color though. Goddamn purple. Hey,
Oh,
look, it's a tiny
you
imaginary
can
square.
oh no. You could gradient it with colors that you like. Instead of doing the entire
Fine, fine. We'll do it your way. So annoying. Always insisting on improving me as an artist, blah blah blah. Always insisting on me doing my best, blah blah blah. You know, your royal
Uh-huh.
pain in the butt. You know that?
Uh-huh.
Always, always,
Oh, look,
always on.
domesticating.
Uh, my heck, domesticating pet. Yeah, is this domesticating? Watch this. I'm real wily. Once I get domesticated, I just start smashing
It's the
stuff in the
complete
house.
opposite. You're,
Yeah,
you're docile until you're inside a house, and then you go ape
yeah.
shit.
I just completely rage. That's why Marsh has never invited me to her house. It has nothing to do with the fact that she lives like halfway across the world, and it has everything to do with the fact that she knows if she even lets me in for 1 second, I will destroy everything that is dear to her. And I'll be smart about it too. I'll walk in, I'll pretend like everything's normal. I'll be like, "Oh, this is a nice couch," and she'll be like, "Yeah, my dead grandmother gave it to me." I'll be like, "Did she now?" And then I'll start destroying it. Emphasis on like dead grandmother.
An emphasis on dead family member and sentimental
Yeah,
value.
if she's alive, I don't much care, because then Borsch can always be like, "Grandma, my couch was destroyed," and she'll probably do something sweet. This is the couch that you and my great grandpa and I had when we were your age. Blah blah blah. I gotta maximize the prevention of that by only destroying stuff that is how do you say,
A huge
irreplaceable. There we go.
monetary that can never be replaced because there's not enough
Yeah,
money.
yeah, because not just because there's not enough money, but just simply because there's like you ever hear that John Mulaney skit?
I don't think so.
Oh gosh, it's pretty famous. It's like I came across it because like
Wait.
a bunch of people were animating it. It was like John Mulaney talking about him going to a high school party as a high schooler, obviously. Not like some
Uh-huh.
grown ass man being at the high school party. No, no. He was he was just some kid at the high school party, and it was apparently some party of some guy that everybody hated or something like that, to that extent. And they were like, okay, we hate this guy, let's trash his
Oh
place.
no, okay, I do know
Yeah.
this one. Keep
Yeah, so
going.
they trash his entire place, and then the cops come, and then they're like, "Oh God!" And then they all scatter into like the four winds, you know.
Hmm.
And they freaking years later, or something, he meets the guy who threw the party, and he's like, "Oh, my dad was so mad that everything was destroyed, but he was even more mad that like I lost these like antique antique like family heirloom pictures, of like our dead relatives, and somebody must have taken them." And John Mulaney, being the fucking blackout drunk he is, he was like, "Did did I do that?" And so he goes on for years, not knowing if he was the sneaky snooky who stole the thing, until one fateful day when he meets up with one of his old classmates.
Hi, Budgie.
Hi, Budgie. What do you mean, hi, Budgie?
Bye, Budgie.
Oh, bye, Budgie. I was like, good night, Budgie. But yeah, and then so John is like, I don't, he's meeting up with one of his friends, and then his friend is like, you want to see something cool? And then he was like, and then apparently he said the friend led him into a like closet, which had another door inside the closet, which is never a good sign, you know. And he opened the door, and it was just like pictures, like wall to wall pictures of like old like antiques. It's like these old antique photos of like dead people. And John was like, why? Why do you do this? And he was like, it's because it's the one thing you can't replace or something. Yeah. So yeah, see, um
Yeah. So
pretty
your
gnarly,
point
huh?
is that
uh my point is that if
you're gonna
I'm
take all
let
my
into your
sepia
house,
photos.
yeah, I'll destroy you. um you know, we're friends and such, so it means more if I steal it from you. Here we go.
I
How's
changed
this?
my
He's like
mind.
a
You should watch Berserk. Oh, that's good. Okay, you blocked out the color and then blended it afterwards. That is a good technique for
he's
that.
a
I
he's a
just
little
go
pastel
straight
boy.
to fucking airbrush, but this is actually a more traditional way of doing it.
Yeah. maybe it's because I don't know. I'm just so much more used to blocking out the colors first because then I can know
Mm,
what the hell I'm doing.
fair,
But you
yeah.
you started with painting, right? That's your ding dong, right?
Yeah,
Your fat ding dong,
yeah, yeah.
big fat ding dong,
Uh-huh.
huge freaking ding dong,
Hmm.
just like massive peen.
Of paint, yeah. That's why they call it PP because it's
Yeah,
paint.
is you is the thing for you is painting, and
Hmm.
you know, I'm sorry.
Sorry for your loss.
Yeah, I'm sorry for your loss. Uh, so I guess it comes more naturally to you. That's the whole point, you know.
Oh yeah,
There you go.
sure.
Look what a
I
few
mean,
highlights. They
technically,
add so much. Yeah.
blocking and blending afterwards is actually a painter thing too. So
Maybe you're just stupid. You
I
ever
think.
consider that? Here we go. Bill Sue. I hope you enjoy this a little bit more. I had to snazzy it up if you're really gonna use it as a profile picture. Not that I care if you do. It's just that in case, you know, I've covered my bases a little bit.
Yeah, remember when
Here
we
we
had that event in Toasty, and then I drew that fat cat over the moon. I didn't know that was gonna become someone's profile picture.
the fat cat over the moon. What was that from?
That was our Halloween event.
Oh,
And then
right.
fucking,
Yeah.
I don't even know if they knew I painted it. They were just like, oh, this looks cool. Yoink.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, be prepared, heck. It can
God
always
damn.
become a profile
It can
picture.
always become a profile picture. Well, here we go. Doesn't this look nice? It
It
almost looks
does.
like I did it professionally and spent a lot of time on it, you know? Because it's such a like pastel art style. It's like, wow, this artist must do this all the time. No. Not at all. This is tiny, by the way, Bill. So don't expect like you can zoom in. Like we can measure this right now. This is like 140 pixels. This is a very small image, so it is probably going to be more. Oh crap! Sorry, I ripped
Rip
your
the
skin off
skin
your
right
body.
off.
Yeah, that's the first time I did it unintentionally. Stop
Uh-huh.
applying the transformation, Christ Almighty! I just want to select more. Okay, here we go. Here we go. And then we'll put Lil Bill, so we'll put him in the corner here.
You know what I
And then
do? Because, I also do this, and I also draw multiple pictures on my canvas. I select, I crop, I save a duplicate, and then I remake the canvas, or undo until the canvas is back to normal size.
oh right. I do that very occasionally with other stuff.
It's very funny.
Yeah.
I will tell
Mo-
you that
yeah.
if you so happen to leave the canvas small size, if you adjust the canvas side in the properties, it actually maintains what was cut off in the other layers. The tidbit for that I know for some
The
reason.
tidbit. Uh-huh. I wonder how you gathered such obscure knowledge. I love the contrast between like Bill's threatening me that he'll use it.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
at least I'm proud enough of this to let it go.
Good.
I love the contrast of our streams. Like I've got this little like cute bird. He's a little spiky, but whatever. And you have spiders crawling out of mouth. You know, destruction is just like death. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it couldn't be more different. Uh, but yeah. Anyways, back to thumbnailing. Panel 2. The car is across the street, and text box. Uh, da-da-da-da-da. What do you think? Is this a good place for a text box? It's kind of hard to do like a bird's eye view, and then show off. Freaking, where's the color? Here we go.
Maybe the point is not to show off. I was since I was doing the comic recently, I was like, I want to know right now the cheeky ways artists do classroom backgrounds without doing too much work. Because in manga and webtoons now, it's very common just to to get the 3D model and then, trace over it and then render it yourself.
Yeah.
That is the most common, and even one of the most popular mangakas who revolutionized the process by printing out pictures in like high contrast and then adjusting it with inks and paints and then scanning it again. Like
Yeah.
he does that, but I'm like, I don't want to do that because if you don't do it well, it looks like it's not even it doesn't have a human touch to it, and it stands out because of that. It alienates the background. And I was looking, and I was like, why can't I find any samples? It's because they avoid it like the
Uh-huh.
plague. Okay, what they do is they have corners of things. It's actually amazing. There's be like a corner of a desk or something, and then obscured by
Yeah.
a person because apparently people are easier to draw than backgrounds. And then there will be a person
Yeah.
here obscuring other things, but there will be the semblance of a door, and that's how you make a costume. So
Comics is all about those tricks, right?
yeah.
Yeah. You want keep going?
Yeah, so to end my entire tangent, if you put lines in the middle of the road, that's a street, you're done. We're
Yeah.
done.
That's what my teacher said too. It's like if you can get away with being lazy, you should always try and get away with being lazy. Essentially.
Yeah. It's funny how suited and not suited you are for that. Because in one hand, laziness speaks to everyone, including yourself. But then on the other hand, there's these weird standards. As soon as you get any bit of knowledge, the standards go up. And they keep going up.
Yeah.
And you
It's
can't improve without it going up either.
it's just I guess it's because every time you have a neat little trick that you learn, you know, you kind of, at least I kind of obsess over it, and then it becomes this like when you learn something new, it just becomes this like, I need to do this now, this is great, like line art. It's like line weighting. It's like, okay, I know how good line weighting can look now, therefore I have to try and make it
Finally.
look that good every time,
Mhm.
and it's just it's one of those things that are hard to let go. But yeah,
Mhm.
in this case, I'm not trying to be overly ambitious. This is actually what the script specifies, is long bird eye shot of the car,
Yeah, but now you don't have to show off the scenery. You can just show off it's a upwards view
Oh,
of the
oh,
car.
okay, that's, yeah.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
Okay, sure. But look,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a big brain move here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you see, panel 3 and panel 4 are essentially the same. So I'm just gonna take panel 3 and I'm gonna do a little boop and move it down here.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I said, I
Uh-huh.
said, and
Yeah,
move
good
it
work.
down here.
Good job.
Here we go. And there it is. And it's like, wow, how did this happen? Congratulations, Heck. You've won Comic Award of the Year. All right, I still have to redraw the person. So like I can get away with that,
Mm-hmm. I think you're similar to me. I draw towards the bottom of my screen.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think you do too.
Like, what you mean? Like, what, if we hold it like
Like
this
I
and we
can
draw
see
this?
your scroll bar and you're drawing all the way down there. That's what I mean.
Right.
See, I didn't notice I did that until I started streaming, and then my window wasn't matching my fucking screen, and
It's
so.
because going down is always the most fun. Aw.
Uh-huh. Well, serves you right.
There we go. Yada yada yada. Same close up of woman. Woman. Maybe I should step out though, just to take a look around. Medium bird's eye shot of woman opening car door. Woman
Okay.
has opened car door. What is a medium bird's eye shot?
Maybe it's slightly zooming in on it,
Yeah. Well, this is like film terminology, right? There's like very specific measurements that people agree on, and then very even more specific measurements that people don't agree on at all.
Okay, so where's your
um,
index, your vocabulary sheet for it?
I don't have one. Like he included one last time, but it only covered like the medium, close up, and like long shots.
Well, did
As
you
if
look
like
it up?
yeah, I'm looking it up. What do you think I'm doing right now? You twit. In essence, what I did
I'm so
before was a
used to tech from two
uh-huh.
years ago.
Here we go. Look, the point is this. I can make this is a long bird eye view
Hmm.
or whatever. It's what you think it is, you know? There's no need to like overly explain it. It's what you think it is. Here you go. Boom, that's a street right there. Draw a little circle for a street lamp. Here's the dialogue, blah
Hmm.
blah blah. Woman's arguing with herself in the car. Panel what's it? Panel 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, panel 5. Uh medium bird's eye view. Eye shot of woman opening car door. It's gonna be more like this. A little bit angled for some drama. You know me. I love
Yeah,
myself some
love
drama.
some trauma.
I love myself some drama. Did you know that I purposefully stabbed 14 children just to create some drama? Uh,
Oh, that is funny. So I know you're not into the horror stuff. I'm not into cringe humor and trauma. How funny
yeah,
is that?
yeah.
Give me some dismembered people. It's like, okay, whatever. But give me some really cringy moment. I'm like, nah.
No, can you get away from me? That's pretty funny. Yeah. Um, what is it about cringe humor that disturbs you? Does it hit too close to home? Are you like I can
Probably.
relate too hard to this?
Yeah, no, it must be that. It's probably all has to
Hey, look
do
at this. Hold
with
on. I'm very sorry, right? But
yeah.
this is a shot of the woman opening the car door. Ah,
Hmm.
god damn it! I thought I could get away with it. Stands holding car door is the prompt. I thought I could get away with just drawing one janky little leg stepping out of the car. I was like,
Fucking
man, I'm smart.
Slenderman's leg right there.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll get away with a different thing, which is a
Hmm.
silhouette. I'll
Nice.
just be like, here we go. How do people stand next to cars? They always have like one hand here, one hand kind of on the door ish.
Hmm. I guess I'll have to learn those terms as well.
Yeah, it's just it's helpful, because it's something you have to just you just have to do in comics. It's like exactly how film does it. You just kind
Hmm.
of have to submit and learn these stupid terminologies because, well, it's the same terminology.
It's like I had to start trying to use actual words for things in as art concepts because when you
Yeah,
use color to reference saturation, value, and hue, people get angry.
yeah.
Oh, what the fuck was I talking about? Fucking you, bitch. That must be it. Oh god, what
Uh,
were we talking about?
can you draw an adorable dog at the end of that long neck, like
Oh yeah,
in
yeah,
like
of course,
Undertale?
of
Thanks.
course.
We were
That's right.
talking about cringe humor. We were talking
Oh
about
yeah, you
how
asked
it
me a
hits too
question
close to home.
and then didn't
Yeah,
let me
I asked you a
answer.
question
You
and
fucking.
then I interrupted you. And
Uh,
it really does feel like just maybe not ADHD, but definitely some sort of attention thing. uh,
oh yeah, it must be it's too close to home because it's all fun and games because you think oh these people are in a very specific part of the world or it's just played up drama or it's
yeah,
not
yeah,
real but then like I don't know what to do. I know it's real. It's too real.
yeah.
That must be it.
Maybe you just connect to reality too much
I
in that
connect to
sense.
reality.
Yeah. Like you can't step back and enjoy it. It's too much of a like I can imagine this happening right now.
Mhm.
Because
And
I get that sometimes.
it probably triggers my because I used to be really hot-headed when I was in college. The whole change the world scenario. It's one
Yeah.
person at a time. And that never goes well. And then the more I see it, the more I want to do something about it. So it's like there's no point for me to watch it because I'll just start thinking about like I'll get
Yeah,
angry and then I'll start being very snappy whenever I see it to try and curb the line.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Make it stop growing when
yeah. I get,
people are probably just being themselves.
and there's no way to stop it. Yeah.
Or
Does
it's
this
not
kind of look
even as
like?
bad as I think it is. Like if I see it in Toasty, it would be the first target. I'd start like snapping at people for even looking like it, and and then
Yeah, yeah.
they're definitely not as bad. But I'll just be like, no, never, never again.
Stop it! Stop!
Snake dog, you be
Yeah.
looking good. I'm gonna give it
Here,
little
how does?
doggy legs too.
Oh, that's so. Look at him. He's so cute. He's the best boy.
He's a good boy.
I draw a big fat doggy treat for him.
I will.
All right. Does this kind of look like what the prompt is?
Well, you
She's supposed
fucking
to be
missed
looking
it.
up.
You.
Huh?
Oh no, it's
Oh.
because of.
Well, I can imagine based on the shape, you know. Oh
Yeah, it
god.
does look. It does look like the pose people would have coming out of the car. It looks like she left. She's putting her coffee on the top hood of the car like a
Yeah.
dumbass.
Does it look like she's kind of looking up though? I have no idea how you'd even indicate that with a silhouette. I guess curve the spine a little bit and tilt the head back like whoa. Now it just kind of looks like the whole world is leaning. They're all doing a boogie, you know?
Look
It's
at
like whoa,
it's.
disco.
I understand what you're trying to do for the sketch. It's good. You can move on.
Yeah, all right. It's a thumbnail anyways. Over the shoulder close up of woman. Woman looks into the sky between buildings and sees a winged creature flying high above the rooftop.
It's Bill's
Woman, what
too.
is that? It's Bisu.
He makes a
uh,
return.
my God, what bothers me is the amount of dialogue in this thing. I know it's not like my teacher's fault because I'm guessing what he did again was he took somebody's comic and is describing it to me so that I can make my own version of it. That's what he did with the last one. You want to see what the original was? Did
No,
I
you
show you?
showed me. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, here we go. I'm gonna show everybody again.
Mm-hmm.
The prompt was like, um, crash landed spaceship, walking away from spaceship, walking into foreground, turn around, or like look at something off to the right that is like wow, and in essence, I made it super cinematic. Got this first big establishing shot, then you have the second establishing shot where he's like trudging through the fields, and this last close up, and then he whirls around in response to something. And the original is way more simple. The original is literally just like, oh hey, I am walking towards the camera slowly, and then look up and to the right, and it's so much easier than what I did.
To be fair,
Uh...
to be fair, like one is atmospheric, like more along the lines of suspense, and yours is more in line of what he said, the dynamic, comic-y kind of thing. Oh, what's
yeah,
it? Yeah, 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 like just energy. And I've seen both of
yeah,
these used. There's gonna be times where you put the sound source, and there's gonna be times you don't. And the
yeah.
slight difference between the two, I think, is it's valid. I think both of them are valid in situations.
Yeah.
So yeah, he did. He's not wrong, but also I don't think yours is has any less merit.
Yeah, yeah. Look at this. I'm gonna do a cross over here. It's gonna be epic.
What kind?
You ever hear
Are
the
you
the
gonna?
word epic be used anymore? I like when's the
Not
last time
in
you heard
terms of
somebody say it?
crosses, no. Did you know people still nail themselves to those?
Yeah,
And
still?
it's not even other people nailing them. It's they're nailing
That,
them. They're letting themselves be nailed. Yeah,
that's
yeah.
like that's like so freaking 2000 years ago. What the hell? Man, look,
Interesting.
I'm not gonna talk about religion. I have many hot takes on religion, so I'm not talking about religion. on the
Oh,
stream.
I guess it is religion based.
Yeah,
I was just so
there's
interested in people
yeah,
nailing themselves.
there's too much to say about stuff like that,
Well, did you know there's an art form? Never mind.
Uh-huh.
Religion. I'm just interested in people like who decide they want to experience impalement.
They
There's hooks. People are like, I want to go swing on that.
uh-huh.
So my fascination doesn't have anything to do with religion. It's just like there's a thing where people feel like they should hang themselves
Uh-huh.
on like
Uh-huh.
pieces of
Is it
stuff.
is it like that scene from you ever seen Sherlock, but like the Robert Downey Jr. version, aka the superior version?
Robbie Downey. Oh,
Iron
oh,
Man.
yeah.
Yeah,
That
there's a
is a good
scene
one.
just like that in the second movie where Robert Downey Jr. like what's it? He's
Yeah,
talking
that
to
is it.
Moriarty, and Moriarty's like, "What are you doing? You're being annoying," and then he just straight up hooks him onto like a meter hook, and he's just dangling there like for
Yeah,
like
that's
15 minutes.
that is
And then for
exactly what I'm
some
talking about.
reason, what happened? Oh, Moriarty didn't let him go. Watson,
Blew a
spoilers, I
fucking
guess.
hole in the.
Yeah, Watson smashed an entire tower onto him, and somehow everybody involved survived.
Yeah, that was weird, but I don't care because it was an entertaining movie.
Oh yeah,
How
it's
am I
way better
supposed to care?
than BBC Sherlock.
What?
You
I like
know?
both of them. Like I like
Ah,
both of them for different reasons. They're both really good.
BBC Sherlock is good in the sense that it's like very entertaining. You know,
Mhm.
like I do enjoy it, but it's like it's something that you can't once it's pointed out to you, at least once it was pointed out to me, it was like I can't go back to it because
Point
somebody
out to
told
me.
me
Point out to me.
that they showed me how stupid it is, you know? And
Okay.
then they were like, and it's not just that BBC Sherlock is stupid and it's just like the show writer's fault. Because he specifically pulled out like the person who was in charge of BBC Sherlock
Mhm.
and how in the past he had screwed up other projects in the exact same way, you know,
Mhm.
just because he has like no foresight. It's one of those classic examples where, instead of planning the whole thing out and it's like A to B to
Mhm.
C, it's just one guy being like, well, AB is cool, and I want to have like an X Q in here, and like W14 is nice, and then suddenly it's the finale, and you're like, uh, 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 what what do I don't know how to
Oh, it's about the plot. Okay, well, that's fine.
yeah.
That's fair. But I can still enjoy it even with plot things because I very rarely find anything that has a plot that I think ended well in general. Like that's just a
Yeah,
thing I've come to
what
accept.
about what about the first the Robert Downey Jr. BBC Sherlock though?
I mean, sure, it's fine.
Yeah, but look, it's not just like plot, because plot is one thing. Plot is like what happens,
Mhm.
Plot is like, oh, uh I go to the grocery store, I ate a bagel, you know?
Mhm.
That's it's exactly what I'm doing right here. You have this
Mhm.
script. You have this script with the actions that sometimes it's super detailed, sometimes not, But the basics is something happens in a plot. I go somewhere, I do something, something
Mhm.
happens. But how it happens, that can be like wildly different. Like I can
Mhm.
go to the grocery store to get a bagel and be super depressed. I can go and be super happy, da 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 da. And like the story changes dramatically based on like how things happen. And in
Mhm.
essence, every episode of BBC Sherlock is mystery, mystery is solved, you
Mhm.
know? Except the how is fucking stupid. It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. First of all, Sherlock, Benedict Cumberbatch, he has like the eyes of freaking eagles. It'll be like halfway across the room, Freaking like it'll
Mm-hmm.
be a moody London day in a
Mm-hmm.
dimly lit room. He'll be halfway across it and he'll be like, there's a stain, a quarter inch left to that chair. Looks like Peruvian salt to me. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
it only found in one specific area of London. I deduce that this guy has been murdered here. It's like, no, you don't, Sherlock. It's stupid. It makes no sense. What you're saying is inconceivable. What's fun about mysteries is that the audience gets to figure it out with the detective, or at the very least, like you have a mystery and you withhold like just a tiny piece from the audience. And then when you get there in the end, it becomes this like, oh, click, this makes sense. This is great, and the audience has
Mm-hmm.
fun. Because if you give the audience everything, unless it's like a super clever mystery, they're going to figure it out, right? So you withhold just a tiny amount. And it's a really difficult thing to do because you have to make it satisfying and not seem like an asshole. It's like, it can't be a thing where like everything hinges on this thing. It has to be like, oh, like Gravity Falls. I'm gonna spoil Gravity Falls, right? Have you watched it? Do you care for spoilers?
Go ahead.
Like freaking, it turns out that the guy that like the main character has been chasing the entire series, the guy who wrote all the journals, who's been like the all important character. Like it turns out he was just the twin brother of the uncle they were living with. And it doesn't feel like an ass pull because there's been enough like foreshadowing, there's been enough mystery, there's been just enough that you could have figured it out, you could have guessed it, but you didn't because it's a clever twist, even though all the parts are technically there. It's just that tiny leap that you had to do to get there that's kind of difficult because you don't expect it to be a character you haven't seen before, and you especially don't expect it to be like the brother who's also a twin, and it just fits in like thematically and everything's great. And freaking BBC Sherlock is just like, I smell like a quarter inch of puff pastry on you that can only be gotten in like a specific part of London. This I deduce that you are the murderer. It's like Sherlock just pulls out information from thin air and then combines it with information from thin air and then goes, I'm so smart, and all the other characters are like, wow, how did he figure that out? Let me tell you how he figured it out. He's a fucking liar. He's the god of this universe. What he says goes. It's like the first episode. He was like, oh yes, there's scratch marks around the phone. I deduce that your brother is an alcoholic. It's like, maybe he just has arthritis. You don't know this. It's like these huge leaps in logic. It's like, oh, I smell, Dorito dust on you. You killed this woman. It's like, maybe he just had Doritos, Sherlock, you know? And if that wasn't enough, like you can be aware of that as a show. You can be like, yeah, we do this, we're sorry. We're not really smart enough to figure it out, because for the show to be engaging as a mystery, there has to be a mystery. And for there to be a mystery made by a genius mastermind, the writers have to be genius masterminds, which they are not, And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with not being able to craft like the best new mystery of the century, right? There's nothing wrong with that because it's difficult and everybody knows it's difficult. But what takes the cake is how they fucking shit on their fans and they're like, oh, you're so stupid. It's like they have this like snobby attitude. It's like, oh, you want a solution, aren't you, stupid? Aren't you just a little dumb? There's no solution. Sherlock's just smart, so smarter than you. He's smarter. Well, look, the ending to BBC Sherlock was so universally hated that the fans thought the creators were joking and that they had a secret fourth and final episode that they were withholding that was going to explain everything. How smart are you now, you freaking writers? God damn. Like, I'm specifically referring to how Sherlock fakes his death, like, halfway through the series, right? He fakes his
Mm.
death. First of all, terrible story writing. It mimics something from the original Sherlock series where Sherlock Holmes does fake his death, and the writer waited 15 years to reveal that Sherlock was still alive. 15 years! How long did the BBC Sherlock writers wait? 15 minutes? Huh? 5 minutes? That's like Sherlock Holmes is like being buried, and then he's like standing in the background, like not in disguise at all. They're like fucking like standing behind like one bush, definitely with an eye shot, and he's
Mhm.
just like, he, it's me, I'm alive. you know. I watched a YouTube video on this, and they said they probably did that because if Sherlock was dead, they weren't sure the people were still gonna watch the next few episodes. you know. And I agree because that would have been so stupid. Anyways, the next few episodes,
Uh-huh.
obviously Watson is like, how did you survive, Sherlock? Sherlock, how did you survive? You gotta tell me. And the entire episode, like, is about like Sherlock like kind of answering the question, but like not answering the question, and always saying like he always starts with some convoluted shit like, "Oh, I knew there were like 17 possible ways that I could have gotten off that roof." It's like some BS, like random, like I'm smart words, just
Mm.
throwing in big words to kind of make it seem intelligent. And one of the characters in the show is so guilt-ridden by Sherlock dying that he's like, "Oh my god, like conspiracy! This is how Sherlock did it." He's got all the like red string
Yeah,
on the
like the
walls with like a
biggest critic became
yeah,
his biggest fan. That was cute though.
exactly. Yeah, sure, it was cute until you take a look at it with a critical eye and you're like, what does this mean? What are the writers trying to say? Well, the writers are trying to say, haha, this guy is stupid. This guy who's trying to figure out how Sherlock did it, who wants to know how Sherlock did it, is just ridiculed and shit on. Like, wow, if you really want to know how he did it, you're stupid because it doesn't matter. He's Sherlock. Ha 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 ha. Let me tell you why they did that, because they don't know. And let me tell you why they don't know, because they're stupid. Like, like the final the final 3 episodes, 4 episodes, whatever the final season is. What they did? It's just like, well, it's Sherlock, right? And they were like teasing Moriarty is back. It's like, oh my god, what could have happened? Is Moriarty really back? Is it some other evil mastermind? Is this an opportunity to make an engaging story? And the show writers were like, nah, let's not do that. Let's give Sherlock Holmes a secret sister, a secret sister who has been hiding in a government facility this entire time, and not imprisoned. No, 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 because they reveal like years and years ago she had already broken out and she's just staying there. And he had a secret sister this entire time who killed his childhood best friend, his childhood best friend who he remembers as a dog, his childhood best friend who he remembers as a dog was killed by his secret sister who has decided to stay in a government facility. This is a secret sister, yeah, government facility, and now who suddenly decided I have to fuck with Sherlock, and then the secret sister from a government facility, secret sister from a
Yeah.
government facility
Uh-huh.
is just lonely. That's her entire. She's just a lonely girl. And Sherlock's like, "Aw, you don't have to be lonely." And the story ends. The end. Secret sister.
Like any show that goes on for too long, it is gonna have some shit at the end. Like even Castle. Castle was enjoyable, but all the plots for all the seasons were really bad, except maybe the first one.
I'm so
And then
tired, Mark.
what's it called? I mean, sure, those things happen, but it doesn't really remove a lot of enjoyment because I mean, maybe it's because I don't really dwell on these things and I take what I want and then headcanon it. Like I've been stealing since I was young. It's not
Yeah,
limited to art. It's stories too. I take what I want and mull over it, make my own headcanons. I
yeah.
still enjoy the flow and the story someone's trying to tell. Unfortunately, the director is a poopy head, and it is unfortunate what they did with the fans. Like, that's a. Yeah, but it's like boycotting certain things based on the people that work at the company or something.
Oh, I mean, I'm not gonna boycott it. I'm probably gonna watch it again sometime, but A, I'm definitely going to pirate it, and B, you know, it's just I'm not gonna watch it for genuine enjoyment. I'm gonna watch it, and we're gonna heckle
You're going to
Sherlock the
borrow it
entire
from a
time.
friend, wink wonk.
Yeah, borrow it from a friend, and then attach it to a letter and a rock, and let it fly through the BBC fucking
Okay, well,
studio window.
I'm with you then because I agree that it's bad, but it wouldn't affect my enjoyment, which is why you started this conversation, which is
Yeah.
it's ruined for me forever.
Well, it is ruined for me in the sense that I can never get the original enjoyment. Like my suspension of disbelief is broken, right? So I can
Mm,
never get that like original, like, wow, this is cool. I guess he's really smart, you know? Like I can never get that back. I can definitely still get enjoyment out of it in the sense that like, wow, he's really stupid and the show writers are fucking retards,
mm.
you know?
It sounds
And
like
I don't
it
yeah.
sounds like I'm bragging, but I noticed the phone thing too, and I didn't like it either. But I was like, okay, whatever. It's just a Sherlock show.
The phone thing? Which phone thing?
Well, because a lot of things are like that doesn't necessarily lead to this or that kind of logic train. Where
Yeah.
because I scratch my phone for a variety of reasons. Like
Yeah.
my keyhole to my apartment is a
Oh, that
scratch the
the
fuck up
charging port thing. Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
I don't have the dexterity to fucking put the key in the hole. It's not dependent on how drunk I am because I don't drink. I'm just a dumbass.
There you go. Yep. I saw that in a Tumblr post as well. It's like me after watching BBC and like
I must be a
trying
drunkard.
to yeah, 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 he was like trying to like struggling to like find his charging port on his phone, and he was like imagining what's he saying? He's imagining Benedict Cumberbatch calling him an alcoholic, you know? Oh, and it's just I don't know.
I
It's
guess
it's
the
a
hijinks are fun for me, and so I swim through so much garbage. Heck, you don't even understand.
yeah. Oh, it's I get it. You know, I can't
Yeah.
say I don't get it, right? Sometimes you just want to have fun and not think about how stupid something is, and that's fine and all. But I disagree with people who like
Are you
like
used to the
poor
people
Robert.
who are defending it, basically?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you're scarred by people once again.
Yeah. It's people who not only defend it, but people who like it's one of the most unnecessary things that people do just all over the world is like things can't just be good, you know, things can't just be good. Nobody in the world can just let something be good, you know, and it's good. It always has to be better than something else, you know. It's not just good,
Right.
it always has to be better than. And what you always get is like, oh, BBC Sherlock is better than Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock, because that's like the only like other big comparison that you can have to that, you know.
Hmm.
And then it's never just this is good and this is good. It's this is better than that, and I adamantly disagree. You know, I used to have the same opinion, and then I looked into it, and I was like, wow, why are people so mad? Oh, it's because this show is super stupid, you know. But in at least in Robert Downey Jr.'s thing, you get like the satisfying you get the satisfaction at the end, especially at the end of like the second movie. Like, I don't even remember the first one because the second one was such a beautiful like if you watch a breakdown of it on like any like YouTube video that does movie breakdowns of this, it has so many like intricate, like you can really feel the like cat and mouse game that's being played, but they call it like what's it? They call it the fisherman and the fish game, you know? And they constantly make references to each other and jabs at each other, and everybody. It really is like watching a chess game where they do these tiny little moves in front of each other, and it ends with Sherlock accepting that he may be the fish, you know, but he's going to be the fish that eats the fisherman, you know. And it all comes together very satisfyingly, and Watson isn't just some glorified like muscle in the show, but rather he's somebody who learns from Sherlock's intelligence, and in the end he's the one who makes the like deduction to prevent war, you know. It's not Sherlock, it's Watson, and just to go show how far his character has come, you know, and how much he's learned.
Yeah, but did
And
it
it's
feel
just
like that when you were watching the movie, or did you have to be told that to feel the satisfaction?
well, I knew it was
Because it was
satisfying, but
almost
it was
token in
yeah.
in the way it was done. Because it took an entire. It's like how a lot of anime have this build up, and then
Yeah.
the random character kind of does something, and it's like, oh, that's good for them and stuff, but the impact just isn't there. Like
Yeah.
the point, sure that he solved the subplot, and Sherlock trusted him because he had confidence in his abilities. But that moment is so under the table compared to the action of the entire scene.
What I would compare it to is its longevity overall, right? Because
People can
it
think about
feels,
it after they watch the movie to
yeah, like,
realize how good it was instead of in the moment.
no, that's not what I mean. It's more like that. If I watch it again, I'll appreciate it more the second time. Because even if I didn't catch the nuances the first time, I still enjoyed it overall, right? And
Hmm.
if I watch it again, I have more opportunities to catch more of the nuances. Whereas in BBC Sherlock, if I watch it again, all I'm catching more is how the writers don't know what they're doing and how stupid it is. So it really is an interesting argument because it depends on what you value more, because in BBC Sherlock, I would say you get diminishing returns if you become aware of how stupid everything is.
Hmm.
Whereas in like the Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock, even if it's somebody pointing it out to you, the next time you watch it, you can appreciate it more for what it is. But I agree, right? I mean, you're right. The BBC one has a bigger like oomph the first time you watch it, which is obviously why people
Oh, I
prefer
don't
it, I
think
would
it
say.
does. I don't think it does
Oh, you don't
either.
think? I
No,
think it
I'm not
does.
even comparing the two. I just said that the token gesture of a side
Yeah,
character having a growth spurt at the end is
yeah.
very sketchy and hard to do.
Oh, okay. Well, if it's just that aspect.
Yeah, no, no, like
Yeah.
it's cool that things are appreciated and can be like explained to people, but it sucks that, this whole scenario sucks where people have to be told things and then they enjoy something more. Like that entire
Yeah.
thing just sucks.
Well, it's how do you say? It is interesting. And it does suck both ways, right? Because it's funny
Yeah.
because I did harbor that opinion that BBC Sherlock was better. Just because the first time you watch it, they do such a phenomenal job at making him seem smart. They do a great job because it really does feel like he's really intelligent. And he's just solving this stuff because he's Sherlock and he knows what he's talking about, and he's got that kind of like arrogance, but that like fun arrogance.
Hmm.
And then Robert Downey Jr. just seems more like the other interpretation of Sherlock, where he's arrogant, but he's also far more of like a scruffy homeless person, you know?
That's why I like the scruffy homeless person. But it's funny. I don't remember because Sherlock of BBC wasn't the part I liked. I actually really liked Watson. I
Oh
liked
yeah,
how they turned him
the
into
actor
a
is so good.
the PTSD doctor, military guy who's
Yeah,
actually an adrenaline junkie. Oh, the cops
and
heard us that we insulted
yeah.
BBC Sherlock. They're gonna arrest.
Oh god, yeah. Oh boy.
But yeah, like and I barely remember. Let's see. The thing I liked a lot about the movie Sherlock was basically the interactions between Watson and Sherlock. Those are basically what I'm there for. The humor is on point and the hijinks are fantastic, except,
Yeah,
it doesn't feel like he's ever appreciate or respected. He's just, like respected for his smarts, but it never feels like Sherlock ever it's like that selfish friend that never realizes they're selfish. And
well, it's
there's no like nod or atonement to it that feels satisfying.
it's funny because the it seems like UK shows do this a lot, right?
Uh-huh.
Where they have freaking
The-
fantastic actors and fantastic characters, and the interaction between those characters is just like all you could wish for, but then
Mhm.
it just suffers in insane amount in like overall plot structure and where it's even going as a show. Because this is the second show like that, which just kind of fizzles out super badly. Like BBC Sherlock, you know, the
Mm.
character's great, actor's great, plot, mwah, story coherency, mwah. And
Mm-hmm.
just like Merlin, you remember Merlin?
No, I didn't watch it.
I watched it, and I think if you watched it, you would love the characters
My
because the
dad liked
characters.
it.
Yeah. Hey, it's me, your dad. Well, it's a fun twist on the. Okay, see, this is what I don't get because this is gonna get frustrating again. It's a fun twist on the King Arthur mythos, right?
Yeah.
It's like, what if Merlin wasn't a really old wise dude? What if Merlin was the exact same age as Arthur and they're learning together, you know? And he makes
Mm-hmm.
mistakes and he's a young kid and magic is outlawed and Arthur's dad, King Uther, is still alive. So it's like a coming of age story almost, because
Mm-hmm.
everybody knows the basic King Arthur mythos. Even in actuality there's no one singular King Arthur mythos. It's like a bunch of like disjointed stories.
Yeah.
But the most famous of that disjointed story is the Sword in the Stone. And everybody knows at some point this guy's got to go bye-bye. This guy's got to get the sword, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like this, like, we're waiting for that to happen. But even more than that, what the show does in such a great way is we are also waiting to see what happens after that, because it's wide open. So you have all these characters, you have Guinevere, you have Morgana, and kind of roughly who's evil and who's not, even if they don't turn out to be evil at first, and the show, the entire time, it's stringing you along. It's like, I have a plan, this is going to be great. It's like
Mm-hmm.
all these characters have been set up, everything is in motion. It's like if you
Mm-hmm.
start a race and all the cars are at the starting line, and like the person's about to pull the trigger, you're like, this is going to be the race of the century. Everybody's got their most like souped up cars. This is going to be so good. And the moment he pulls the little like gun, and does a little bang up into the air, all the cars just spontaneously explode. They start humping each other. They start doing little cha-chas. It's like, this is not what I signed up for. you know and it's because the most crucial part of Merlin is that magic is outlawed, right? So
Mm-hmm.
Merlin has to be real sneaky about it, but magic is outlawed because big old Daddy King is a racist and he doesn't understand magic and his reasons for hating magic are stupid. That's fine. That's just a character, that makes sense. Old people be dumb, yo. You know what? You best watch out what you're drawing there.
I'm drawing a leg.
Yeah, sure. But look, once he dies, there is no reason for magic to be outlawed. But the show insists on keeping it outlawed, and the reasons aren't justifiable enough. For some
Mm-hmm.
reason, Arthur, even though he's been saved multiple times by magic, helped multiple times by magic, and all this stuff, he just doesn't. He doesn't change anything. And then the same with like Merlin. It's like nothing changes. The characters are so consistent and so great because they are consistent, but that also means they never grow. They
Mm-hmm.
never change. The status quo is always the same. 5 seasons of the show, and in season 5, it's the exact same as season 1, where Merlin's sneaking around and Arthur's off goofing off, and Merlin has to secretly help him with magic. And it's so asinine because why? It just makes it so insanely frustrating. And then they do reveal that Merlin is a magician in the last episode of the final season, only for Arthur to die. And that might be how the mythos goes, but you sure took a shit path to get there. And it's just been like 4 seasons essentially of like dragging your feet, and
Mm-hmm.
wasting time. It's like, why did you do this? You had everything you needed to make an almost perfect show where you could just have Merlin, once Arthur, like, Uther dies, which is like halfway through the show. That's the perfect time to be like, boom, here's magic, let's do crazy stuff with it. It's the
Mm-hmm.
perfect time to do that. And they don't. And there's no reason not to.
Oh, isn't it because of the sitcom scenario where everything has to be the same at the end of the episode? Like, I think
Yeah, yeah.
people's attachment to fast entertainment is probably why we get these kinds of things, because people don't want good stories in comparison to the blanket of people that want just the same scenario in a slightly different situation to go hee hee funny
Yeah. Well,
Merlin. And
But then again,
then
that would have been fine, right? But the show wanted to have its cake and eat it too. They wanted to have the sitcom, everything's the same, and they wanted to have progression where they're like, oh, this character is permanently evil now. Oh, this character is permanently dead. You can't have both. You can't push progression and then not progress.
yeah, that's
You
fair.
know, like you just can't because it's an inherent contradiction. If you have progression, then stuff has to progress, you idiot. And if you don't have progression and you insist on having the sitcom, then you can't have progression, you know. And even if you do, it has to still be the same at least. You can't just say this character who was the same this entire time is now suddenly evil and the main antagonist. You can't do that unless you're going to make it kind of the same as before. It's not a sitcom anymore. It's like you're trying to say it's a sitcom, but you keep by all the useless, like, there still is plot. Like, who are you lying to? You're lying to yourself. You're definitely not lying to the audience, you know? Uh,
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
anyways, my throat hurts because I ranted about like 3 shows in a row.
Yeah, no, what's another show that we can? I'll
No,
bring up
I'm
solo
so
leveling.
tired. Oh my god. My throat. No, solo leveling. Solo leveling so bad. Why do all these people insist on having great premises and then just shitting all over it in the end? It makes no sense. It makes no sense. It's like you have everything you need.
Who's
You
joking?
have everything you need. It's asinine. These people have been blessed with like great characters, great actors, great premises, great ideas, great art. You know, it's like they have everything, and then it's like it's almost like it's a personal choice to fuck it up. You know, it's like they're saying, "Well, you know, no, we can't have too much success," you know, and then they just fucking cut their leg off. You know. It's like Usain Bolt, you know, about to fucking run his like award-winning, record-breaking like little run, you know. And right before he does it, he's like, "God bless me with too much power," and he shoots himself 4 times in the toe. You know, it's like, why? Why? There's no reason. There just isn't. You know. Oh, I'm so tired of reading these shows. Just like hentais where they have harem in the in the description,
You're
and
never
there's
gonna
no
find
harem.
the harem you
There's
want.
no harem. There's no harem. Just because the MC sleeps with a lot of girls, that's no harem. That's no harem. Harem for me, you know, and for a lot of people, I assume is when they're all together in one room.
I think
But do they do that?
the key word is gangbang. You're looking in the
Yeah.
wrong genre.
No, because gangbang is not the same. In harems, they let the characters have like emotional like attachments to each other, you know, and there's like care and development. In gangbangs, it's just like, oh look, it's a bunch of hot people banging. I'm so boring. I need my emotional investment. Oh,
Oh, you're never gonna watch it.
so exhausted, Marsh. I'm like on the verge of shooting
Well, you
myself.
have to. This is why people draw and write, because they see stuff into the world and don't like what's happening, and then they make their own shit.
There's just too much of that, you know?
Why is it talking
Uh,
about hentai? Well, it's because they just transition there based on like disappointing shows.
disappointing shows. It's just I'm just so tired. You know, it's I can't, Marsh. I'm not powerful enough. I lack the power to create enough shows that you know, want to correct. I wish I had that power, but I just don't, you know. Like that's one of my biggest regrets in life is that I'm not able to like turn into 4 different people. Because you know me, I even in art alone, there's like so many different things I would love to explore,
Hmm.
you know. Like full time. Like even I would love to tell horror stories full time. When I started writing, I love to tell horror stories in my writing.
That's
You know
weird. Why?
why? Because I thought it's cool. There's
Uh-huh.
no real like rhyme or reason to it. It's just like, you know, it was a fun
Why
thing
would you okay, so why would you like avoid horror, actively dislike it, not want to
because
have
it's
anything to do?
scary.
Well, why
Duh.
would you want to you have to like the whole remember the healthy stealing we were talking about? You'd have to do
Yeah.
that with horror.
Well, I'm sure I would have become desensitized at some point.
Oh my
But
god.
but see, I don't I would love to have done that. But the thing is, horror is like number 5 on the list of like genres I would want to pursue, you know? So
Hmm.
I'd have to split myself 5 times so I can cover all of that. In addition to like splitting myself another 15 times because I want to explore music and cooking, and like sculpting and all that stuff is like it's not satisfying enough. Like I know eventually I can tap into all of them, and gain
Yeah.
experience from all of them. But I can never be a master at all of them because there's not enough life to live.
Hmm.
Uh and it's just it sucks because I would love to,
Yeah,
you know?
I know that. I know that because I would like to make my own house out of a bus, and I was
Oh, like
partially
van life.
into yeah. I am
Yeah.
partially into that. I ripped all the seats out of a bus, a diesel bus that I was gonna exchange to biodiesel, so I could run off of donut fumes, you know.
Donut fumes.
And then,
Yeah.
there's a shelf that could pull up over the windows. There's gonna be bars over the lower windows that people could like crack and break into. And then there was a pull-out like drawer thing that was also a bed. It was half built, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I put all my eggs in one basket, which is art, and so there's no way I'm
And
gonna be
here we
able to
are.
to do that.
And here we
I
are.
have to pay someone else
Are
to
you
do
happy now? Are you
the
happy?
car I want to do with the money I made with art.
Yeah.
That's my only hope
See,
for that.
I was like, it's a funny coincidence because I was binge watching van life videos
Uh-huh.
like the last 2 days, and I kept thinking like I would love to buy one, but I would not love to live in one.
You this you
But
will throw
so I
you
was
into
thinking
the
like
ocean.
I was like, I wonder who I could gift one to,
Oh.
and
Oh
I was
yeah,
thinking of
I'll take a gifted.
there you go. Because I was thinking of Christoph, and I was like, he might like it, but it's not like he'll actually make the best use of it. But now you're like, oh, I want to be a gremlin. I'm like, yeah, you know,
Live
I would,
vicariously through your experiences, blog about it.
yeah, because I mean, there was like one van life team or something. They were making a custom van for like a musician couple,
Yeah.
and they had like a music booth. They managed to fit a music booth in one of those tiny white vans,
Uh-huh.
where they could like record. There's also the toilet.
Yeah, toilets
you
are
know,
funny.
yeah, toilets are funny on those things. But that was their thing. I thought it was a shower for sure, but no, it was
Mm.
just a music booth. So I mean, if they can do that, you could really easily fit in a PC and a tablet.
Mm-hmm.
Like it should be easy enough. The only thing I would say wouldn't work is this waffle. I'm not sure how he would
Oh
react.
no, he just needs a place for a desktop and good internet. That's all he.
Well, there you go. I'm
That's it.
sure. I'm sure if you get a slightly bigger van, you can get all of that shit in pretty good, nicely.
It wouldn't take much, really.
Yeah, there you go. So, happy 60th birthday,
Yeah, sure,
Grandma.
great.
Oh boy. Do you do you want to talk about our age difference again? It's always fun to talk
Oh
about.
yeah, I'm like 10,000 years old.
Yeah, Marsh has only been doing art for 4,000 years, and I've already caught up after 2 weeks. So, no, it's God, hold on. Sorry, I'm visualizing how the hell I'm gonna draw this. Uh,
Uh-huh.
but
Uh,
yeah, it's funny, right? When did our age difference even come up for the first time? Because
uh,
I don't remember. It must have been sometime in Toasty or something.
yeah, because when age comes up, it's always for hijinks, like making fun of
Yeah,
people, or it was someone's birthday,
yeah.
or, something like that. And so it never really came up with, between us in conversation, unless you were
Oh,
asking about
oh
school or
God.
something.
Oh, ew. I just realized I'm gonna. Oh God. In a few years, I'm gonna be the age you were when we met.
Yeah?
Ah,
Haha.
oh God. You were so old, and
Uh-huh.
I'm the same.
Uh-huh.
Anyways,
But yeah, I
continue.
am the ancient one.
Yeah. What's it? What's it? Our age difference is like 10 years, exactly almost, right?
10 years? You're
Yeah, right?
well, I'm 31.
Yeah, and I'm 21.
Oh.
You dingus. Do you know basic arithmetic?
This is why we can never have the same time. Because
Uh-huh.
oh, I was
Yeah.
making plans with someone and I wasn't assuming where they were, and so they gave me the time. And then I was
Yeah.
like, "Can we put this in UTC?" And what it was an hour different, but I didn't
Yeah.
notice it because I was paying
Uh-huh.
attention to the
You're
numbers.
you're just like, wow, this is confusing. I gotta convert this. Yeah, I got uh freaking yeah. So we've known each other for like 6 years, right?
uh,
Roundabout. Or 5 years? Yeah, 5 years. We've known each other for 5 years, so we're halfway there. In 5 years, I'm gonna be your age when we met.
uh-huh.
Yeah. Isn't that just disgusting?
I don't
I
know.
mean, disgusting for me, and you're gonna be like freaking 10 years older at that point. Oh my god, we will have known each other for 10 years. That's so good, I'm gonna throw up. God. Marsh is the ancient one. It's the age-old like curse of me trying to catch up to this dumbass who has like 15 years of experience on my butt.
And all I do
And
is draw, so it just gets
yeah, and
worse and
every
worse.
every time I desperately try to like crawl up the mountain, I see she's dragged her limping body just a few miles further, and it's just it's hell on earth because there's no, it's like Vegeta and Goku. I can only rest once I've caught up, you know.
God, are
Uh,
you gonna get a mustache and walk around haughtily like, haha?
it's
Oh shit, I
non-canon now.
dropped my earbud. Sorry, what?
Oh, that's non-canon now. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, that mustache was a thing of hell. Look at it, like these mustaches. uh, but yeah,
Yeah, I lived through Dragon Ball. I don't know if much can phase me now, honestly.
there you go. I love how
Oh.
thumbnailing would take me less than an hour usually, but I'm just dragging my feet because I get sidetracked by shouting about random shows.
Well, this is a good practice because eventually this is just gonna be how you work, right?
Yeah.
With stream. It's funny. Stream sometimes increases my
Productivity?
yeah, and then sometimes it decreases it. And
Yeah.
I shift it around depending on what flavor of the month it is.
What flavor of the month? Yeah,
Mhm.
I got you. Oh boy. Well, I think I'm also dragging my feet here because not just because of the stream and because I'm talking, but because I don't know how much I like thumbnailing for scripts, because it seems so cut and dry. Like, yeah, this is an alternate version, but it's like it's still the same thing. I'm just moving the camera around. It's
Well,
not as fun as when there's more creative freedom.
well, this is why you're also not good at applying the knowledge that you learned, because if you do it once, that's like, oh yeah, this is what I did, and then, refining it or redoing it with prototypes just feels like the same old thing.
Yeah.
So,
I,
unfortunately, I'm not sure. I'm trying to think of. I mean, I'm sure I experienced that too. I think I just beat myself into it though.
yeah.
Oh, you
I
know
just
what? I do get a thrill from. Okay, so I did this leg monster, right? But it looks kind of
yeah.
funky. So I'm gonna take that concept and go like whoosha, add the gesture lines that I never did before, and add a direction that
Yeah.
was never there, and then that kind
It's
of
it's
it
it's
kind
kinky
of
in a weird way.
yeah, it fills me with a newfound sense of enjoyment.
Horniness? Oh,
Even though, well, I mean, most artists, have you noticed that all the people who are really good at anatomy are extremely horny and they just stare
yeah,
at
I
porn
have
and
noticed.
then they're
Yep.
able to imbibe the knowledge of
Yeah.
anatomy through the power of horniness. And
See,
wish, I wish I could do the same.
it
I'm not
hasn't
horny
worked for
enough
me
to
yet.
see. I don't have the power. I'm
Me
so
too,
weak.
though. I only have the power to look the porn, not to absorb it. Oh boy.
But yeah, so I guess the fun of polishing something and it getting better and better the more I go over it is the driving force because if I feel like I'm not making progress like all those times I'm stuck on anatomy, then I experience what you do. It's very strongly where I just fucking die. I just
See, but
die.
there's our issue, right? Which is in essence that it boils down to satisfaction again. You know, if
Uh-huh.
you can be satisfied by what you're doing, then you never work a day in your life because it is satisfying. And I only very very recently discovered partial satisfaction in my work.
Right.
So I think it's still like a ways away. This is not like to say that it'll never be possible. I mean, you constantly praise me on stuff that I struggle with that I don't even remember because now I'm struggling with new worse stuff.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know. So there's that. And in essence, maybe one day I'll forget about this, and you'll be like, "Look, you don't do this anymore." I'm like, "Well,
Oh,
I'm not
I
even
will.
thinking about
I'm waiting for
it
it. I'll be there.
because there's the new hell on earth that I've discovered."
Uh-huh.
You know. But yeah, look, I like I can see the merit of this. This is a different shot. It's
Mm-hmm.
interesting. This is cool, but I like the first one I did. Probably because it's done.
Uh-huh.
To be honest, this one's good too. Maybe I'll do this one. Ugh, I curse you, thumbnailing.
Yeah.
Over the shoulder close up of the woman. Now look, this is the money shot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where you get to see the monster. And it's like, and then there's a little bit of humor in it, right? It's the
Mm-hmm.
woman arguing with herself, being like, "Oh, should I go in? Should I go help the guy, or whatever?" You know, I can't just sit in the car. I already called the cops, and she's like, "I have to get out of the car. I have to check on it." And then she looks over, and there's a horrific beast in the sky. And then she sits back into the car, and she's like, "Well, I think it's okay to wait." You know,
Yeah, yeah.
it's a pretty entertaining comic. It's just today is just a dumb brain for me, I guess.
Yeah, isn't it funny that there's the whole stereotype of an artist is I am not feeling my inspiration today. I will take a break.
Yeah.
And it's what movies and shows from before I was born had where they fucking baby the artist and their inspiration and there was no way around it. They're the only ones that can do it and they're so controlled by their emotions and they have to get the fruit they like and the meal they like and be in the particular environment and I thought that was just pretentious and inaccurate, but no, it's
It's real, and nobody treats us this way anymore.
I need
It's
my
never
blanket,
like
I need
this.
my drink, I need the right music. Oh no, this music is trash. I need different music. I need...
Yeah, exactly. It's we talked about this, right? How in the past artists would just be adopted by rich people, and then
Yeah.
the rich people would just commission them to do whatever the frick they wanted, you
But
know?
it just sucks because you'd think that if you could just power through it, like this I don't know, totalitarian Spartan mentality where it's like, oh yeah, just suck it up. You're just being lazy. It has nothing to do. It's a technical skill. You should be able to do it because it's a
Oh
technical skill, which is what I tell myself all the time. But there is still so much level of if you're not feeling it, you're not gonna do a good job. And
yeah.
sure, maybe that's true for almost any job you do.
Well, I
Morale.
think it's more true for creative jobs because
Mm.
creative jobs requires a different part of the brain than like your day old punch the numbers in job. Not to
But is
say
that
that one
true?
is
Because
yeah,
people in
I'm sure it's
China
true.
learn how to paint by just sheer force. They don't even want to be painters, but they're there making counterfeit paintings that sell for eons.
Yeah,
And
and
the only
to
reason they're getting
I
caught is because they're not spelling English right on signs.
I'd say I'd say that that is a punch the numbers job, because I can copy. I mean, we
Right.
went over this. I can mindlessly copy pretty well, but when it comes to like applying it creatively, creatively,
Mhm.
I struggle because it's a different thing, you know.
And what about people
And
making new designs and innovations in board meetings? Like they would have to use concepts creatively and solve their creative problems, you know, for
look, I
business.
can't speak for everybody. I can only speak from the dumb dumb stuff that I experienced. Okay, and my dumb dumb stuff says this is the way it is,
Uh-huh.
which is that it's you use different brain parts when you're being creative, and I'm pretty sure that's the part that's also inhibited by our insane depressions. So there you go. That's it.
Oh,
That's the way. I like it.
something else with that is that Kiki's Delivery Service, you watched it, right?
Sure, I did. After
Okay.
you suggested it, I watched it because I cherish you as a friend.
Yeah,
I am
that's fine.
aware of
That's fine. Look, it's
Kiki and
fine.
her delivering. I am aware that she has a delivery service. As far as I know, she does deliver things within the confines of the movie.
Uh-huh.
Moreover, based on
Yeah.
certain clips I've watched
Yeah, please.
from the movie itself,
Yeah.
I am 67% sure she may or may not have magical powers.
Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah, I can see why you went this direction. You have a knack for putting things on their head. You don't even need co-hosts. You can do it all by yourself. Anyway, it's fucking stupid. If you compare her flying on a broom to art, it takes a
Yeah.
certain internal
Ah,
magic
yes, the
assurity.
broom. I knew of the broom that she rides because that is what she uses for her deliveries, of course. That
Uh-huh.
is what, and the broom's name is Kiki.
Uh-huh.
The service,
Uh-huh.
she delivers cleaning.
That's almost half
Oh,
true because she cleans a lot.
there you go.
Anyway, flying your broom is almost akin to almost just anything you do with an artistic flair. It involves self-assuredness and kind of connecting internal magic, whatever. And
Yeah,
randomly, after flying flawlessly for ages, she just suddenly can't fly. She lost
right.
complete motivation. And that
Yeah.
was, she was like, I can't do my delivery service without flight. And eventually one of her friends is like, let's go on a retreat to my wooden shack and you will fly in no time. And
Let's go
what?
to a retreat to my wooden shack, and then you just see the outside of the wooden shack, and you hear like, "Boo!" You know? And then she walks out with a shotgun. It's like a horse. It's like a horse when it breaks its leg and it can't run anymore. Because it's too expensive to keep around.
We have to put it down.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the idea was, oh yeah, I'm gonna go on this retreat and then I'll feel good later. And so I thought, most artists have a Kiki's delivery service moment where they kind of forget why they're drawing and they just can't make themselves draw for some reason. And they take a break and
Yeah.
it'll be good after the break. And so, I also went on a break. I went on a break for, I don't know, 2 years and I played Terraria
Yeah.
and didn't draw. And then I never felt like drawing because there's no reason to when you have monkey brain endorphins and
Yeah.
whatever. And so I was like, I felt lied to because I was like, oh, it's for sure everyone had a Kiki's delivery
Kiki,
service. But you know
Kiki,
what?
why did you do this?
What's funny is that
Yeah.
now that I'm thinking about it, that wasn't how she regained her flight. It was just the precursor. It was like the red herring. It was probably
Yeah.
had a lot to do with real life where people tell themselves, oh yeah, I'll just do break and it'll be okay. But
Well,
no,
I
she had
mean,
like a life changing
yeah.
experience and that's how she was able to fly again or whatever. And so,
Well, I mean, a break is also like I'm sure that the message still holds up, but a break is something you do when you're healthy, and a complete like meltdown is what we do, you know, because
Yeah.
when we take breaks, or at least when I take breaks, and I'm assuming this is what you did in your 2 years as well, is essentially it's almost like you lose like the muscles. It's not that you're taking a break from exercising it. You're like collapsing and you're like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna play video games for a while, and then you do, and it feels good because it doesn't feel like constant like stress or like constantly like, oh, I can't do this.
Mm,
And then that becomes like great, and then you just kind of start forgetting everything.
mm,
It's different. It's different, but it's similar, you
mm.
know. But you it's like there's a right way to take breaks. If I sit there and I was on my phone all night, but I was like on my phone because I was stressed, I wasn't taking a break. I'm still stressed.
Uh-huh.
You get what I mean?
Oh yeah, like so times have changed and now I take breaks. I trained myself. I slowly, painstakingly trained myself to take breaks by drawing stuff I
Masterpiece.
enjoy.
Yeah.
Like in between all the commissions, the stuff that I do for quote unquote homework, I insert the things I want to draw into the prompt. And so
Yeah.
that's how I recharge. I haven't played games in a very long time. I have maybe one board game day a week or so,
Oh,
but
like
like
D&D. The D&D.
and
The D&D.
then
D&D is
but other than that,
I
I
love D&D.
haven't played
D&D is
Genshin in a
so
while. Even though I love
yeah.
that game, I used to play it every day, and now I don't. And then I just study, do commissions, and then draw my personal projects to recharge. That's what I do.
I guess I relate to that because I haven't played on the Switch in a while. Even though I'm there's tons of stuff to play right now. They just released the Lego Star Wars game,
Hmm.
which is supposedly great. They recently released a new Kirby game that will be great too. But I could even continue Monster Hunter on the Switch because I haven't finished that. Or
Hmm.
like tons of other games, and that would all be fun. But I feel like I Pavloved myself into not wanting to play games anymore, you know, because
Mm-hmm.
now I don't know if it's similar for you, or
No,
if you
that
just
was
do it
how I
because
had to
you're
train myself.
insane discipline. Yeah, because it just feels like it's fun, but I can't justify it, so it
Yeah.
just ends up feeling like a huge waste of time. Like I'll be playing games and I can't fully relax or enjoy them because I'm like I still have stuff to work on. I have this I
Mm-hmm.
want to do. I have that I want to learn. And there's a choice you have to make. There's only so many resources, aka time, you have in the day, to do this stuff, and you have to choose between like, hey, I'm going to play games for another like 6 hours, or I'm gonna get off my butt and just make art. Usually, what I do is I sit in a paralyzed, depressed stupor and just sit on my phone, you know, because I can't justify playing games, but I also am very tired from my brain.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
basically.
that's where I'm at right now. I'm still stuck there. Here you go. How do you like this? I'm adding just a tiny bit of lying weight to the piece
Mm.
and fixing
Cleaning it up. It'll make it
cleaning up.
better to see you as a thumbnail or sorry, avatar. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, it did start like that. Like when I met you, I was at the stage where the amount I'm so bad at games that I'd have to invest the same amount of time
Oh,
to get
yeah,
good at
I
them
know. I
to
thought
even
you were
play them.
joking.
No. And so it became less and less viable for me to justify playing games. And then the
Yeah,
only thing I could justify was playing with friends because then it was more than just playing a game. It was like it was,
upkeep.
making memories and stuff, human
Oh,
interaction or
okay.
whatever the fuck they talk
That's
about.
a fun way of saying upkeep.
Bill still has something to say. Okay, so as a writer, it is kind of hard to come by inspiration or the will to write. I got burnt out some years ago, and now I can't consistently write pieces. I'm sorry to
Yeah.
hear that.
Therapy, my friend.
Hmm.
That's the way to fix it. Um,
One.
Not really. If you need like okay, here's some genuine advice,
Yeah,
right? I
yeah.
think what got me out of like because I was kind of where you were at, Bill Sue, for a while when I was still in school, which was that you remember Marsh. I made an art piece like every month, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
And what it was for me was also that just I felt terrible. I felt burnt out because of school, not specifically art, but art didn't really help because I wasn't good at art. So And I don't know how it is with writing because I don't write consistently either. I haven't in a long, long time. But with art, if something's wrong, you can see it, and it's right there and it's staring you in the face and it feels bad, you know. And the way with which I circumvented that was just I said, okay, I want to do art full time. This is gonna be my thing, and I got myself a tutor, and it's just a different dynamic with a tutor because you have this person who is like a well of wisdom, and you're paying them, so they're like this entire well is yours, and not only is it yours, but also if I'm a good tutor, should get a good tutor, I'm gonna cater to what you want, and it becomes this like not just what you want, but I see more than you, so I know what you need as well, you know and it goes from like, okay, I'm doing an art piece once a month because that's when I feel like doing art too. um oh wait, sorry, Vilsu, you're talking as well.
You might as
Just
well finish your thought.
okay,
You can.
I'll finish that. I'll look at this. It becomes from this thing like I'm drawing once a month because that's what I want to, like I'm drawing every week because I paid for a tutor. It works both ways, and I don't want to waste my money, so I'm gonna do this, you know and the tutor, at least my tutor, he's like, I'm gonna also, at the same time as I'm teaching you this, I'm also gonna kind of help you recognize your bad behaviors and then push you into the direction of changing that.
Mhm.
And it becomes this like symbiotic relationship where he gets money and I get development. And it ripples out. At first it was just like I'm doing art once a week because I have to, and it slowly becomes this like, okay, but what else can I draw? And then you can draw little fun stuff. Right now I'm still kind of occupied with doing art once a week, but that's not because I don't have stuff I want to draw. It's more so because, well, the homework is just as fun as what I would draw individually, and it just takes priority, because lessons once a week, you got to finish it in time. But at least I can do this, cute little sketches of people.
Yeah.
I never had fun with art before, or
Yeah,
rarely.
dude, it was so strange to watch you. Like, why are you even doing this? How do you do this and not have fun? Like, it was such a weird phenomenon. Like, for all your weird hiccups and weird neuroticness, your
Yeah,
tenacity for stuff is really hilarious in comparison to all of that.
you mean my pure stubbornness
Yeah,
to
yeah,
give
yeah.
up. Yeah,
It
that's one
is a
thing you need.
slow, but it is stubborn. It is a strong stubborn.
Yeah, that's all you need in art. That's all you need in any
Yeah,
career.
anything.
Yeah, if you are just stubborn enough, you will win. Well, obviously, provided you have the support system, you know. But even if you don't, if you're stubborn enough, you can still circumvent
Yeah,
that.
speaking of
You
support
know.
system, but now I'm getting a
Yeah.
lot of inspiration from playing Hades and going out with friends, and I'm feeling really good. That's good. I'm glad.
Yay. That's great. I'm really happy for you.
There was a
Um,
tattoo artist that drew a lot of dark, kind of creepy things, and then they moved countries, and it turns out they just hated where they lived, and they started drawing like amazingly bright
uh-huh.
fantasy things, and it made a whole 180, became a tattoo artist. It was really great.
I can relate to that.
Hmm.
I mean, how's your workspace right now? Would you say you are satisfied?
Um, gosh. I'll touch on what I did to get out of the block, and then we'll get into that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Um,
I'm gonna be just ignoring you completely
yeah,
while
sure.
you do that.
Uh
So,
huh.
I'm opening up hentai and I'm
Yep.
putting in my earphones.
At
Yeah,
least make
go ahead.
it make it one of my suggestions. Yeah, fucking um. Oh yeah, so I brute forced it through training the monkey
That's
brain.
that's so much of what you do. It's like it's unhelpful advice because your advice is just like I suffered for 8 years and then I forced myself to get
No,
better.
it's tied to it though, because
Yeah.
the monkey brain works like this. We feed off of endorphins. We like eating because our brain gives us endorphins, not only just because it tastes good, but the brain rewards us for eating, which is why people with trauma, they're advised to like nibble on something when they're having an attack because the body just gives you those chemicals for
Oh,
free.
like food is eating is safe or
Yeah,
something.
and so
Yeah.
there, people have put enough, research into this because advertisement companies need this because you can actually. If you're on the radio, there's a certain time frame for which you tune out the noise around you. And so they
Yeah.
can do ads that say something at just the right points in time that your brain catches it. Like
Yeah.
and this technical technology college proved it because they said this is the first time you're hearing this, right? But no, this is the second time I've said this, and that was the first time I'd heard it. And I was driving every single day to school, and I hated that
Hmm.
commercial because it proved right. The stupid
Yeah.
technology, they're observing our monkey brains and using it against us for stupid things like advertising. And so I looked into what the monkey brain is, and it's that,
Yeah.
oh, you need gamify your shit so your brain's like, ooh, things, buttons,
Ooga booga.
rewards.
Yeah.
And so what I would do is I did something tiny, like it was maybe this size of this entire screen. I would do like it's the tiniest little silhouette of a person and be like, oh, I can
Oh,
recognize
I
it as a
remember.
person. That's nice. And so I
I
guess I did that with writing too, and I would just scribble down some words and some mind maps or whatever. And then I was like,
app.
oh, it looks kind of nice, I guess. And then I do another one, and I would just do this gradually over time. And then, I'd get the reward of filling an entire page with these tiny little ass doodles. And that was
Yeah.
enough endorphins to fucking power me up to bigger and bigger pieces. And now here I am drawing leg monsters.
Yeah. I
Oh, what do you
got
mean by
you.
workspace, by the way?
Oh, first of all, what you're saying makes a lot of sense.
Mm,
Not sure how well it will work for me. I think that's why I never did it.
mm-hmm.
Or I tried doing it, you know. Uh, but whatever. We can talk about it another time. But yeah, I
It's
remember
okay,
the
you can
time
comment on it.
when
I
you.
know it
Yeah,
doesn't work
okay.
for you.
You're stupid as hell, and I hope you die. There you
No.
go. You like that comment? How about I punch you in your face? Uh, no. I was thinking about Okay, look. Side note, I'm
Mm-hmm.
having so much difficulty doing this at the same time as talking because I
Mm.
find myself constantly going back to the script because I can't remember what the freaking camera angle is that I'm supposed to do. Okay, but back to this. Uh,
There's a reason why I don't do commissions
yeah,
during FR.
there you go. Yeah, it was my mistake. I should have done the thumbnail before, then gone into this like F art with the thumbnail because then that's easy peasy. It's like boom, boom, everything's fixed, everything's like
Mm-hmm.
settled. Like I always say, sketching is by far the most important part of like any art piece. It's like the
Mm-hmm.
initial sketch is the biggest, which just makes me suffer every time I see you jump right in. You know,
No, no, it's
the,
true for me. No, no, no. Look, that comic I did, I was
yeah.
so jittery and unsure of myself and just, panic all around that I jumped right into it. But I didn't have a good enough idea. I switched from line art to sketch multiple times throughout the entire thing and also didn't plan for the weird stupid thing Clip Studio does where you have to overlay your window to fucking get things to jump out.
Yeah, yay!
And so this first panel, I'll even fucking bring it up. It's a page one. Where the fuck is it?
Oh, page
It's
one.
a kind of a mess. What the?
How many
Where are
pages did you
you?
get commissioned to do?
Well, this is my test, and so my sketch is still not even done. But I'm actually refining the sketches per
I like how
panel.
small the ear is. Wow, I mean, it looks like it really fits the character.
Yeah, but oh gosh, it's just weird, stupid panel. But yeah, now I'm more refining the sketch finally. So, and then before going in and doing it.
Which is funny because it looks like the finished line art. You know, like this is the two panels you have up now. Those are you telling me those are sketches?
No, no, no. Okay, so those are my finished ones. I've been doing
Okay,
sketch
thank
per
God.
panel.
Oh my God, I was gonna smack you. I'm
No,
like,
no, no.
don't do
This
anything
one.
else.
This one.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, we're good. We're good.
Oh
I
my
was
god.
I was going to get open a can of whoop ass. Um,
Yeah, these are done. I'm
yeah,
not touching them ever again. Never again.
right.
Also, I changed the line to 25 pixels because 50 is too big. It's way too big. Why is it 50 pixels by default?
Well, I mean, pressure sensitivity like is crazy. Like it can move. Like I have that issue too, which is why I just pick a smaller. I always pick a smaller pen brush than I end up using because I know if I press really hard or if I do it really like, look at this. This
No,
can
no,
go
no.
from nothing to like
The
super
window.
thick.
Dude, this one.
Oh, the
Yeah,
window.
look, look. This one is
Oh,
25. Okay, you take the object and then. No, wait, you go here. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You
yeah.
go to the fucking frame and then it's brush size
Uh,
25. It was at
yeah.
50 before.
I don't know what to tell you. For me, it's the exact same thing. It was so thick that I couldn't like see the gutters in the panels
Yeah.
anymore. Because I don't know what Clip Studio is doing. It really is way too thick. Like I wish there was a better way to like customize it.
I mean, you just change the number is the only thing you can do. Change it
Yeah,
from
but
50 to 25.
I
Maybe it is like I was watching a video where they were going over, comicking shit. There might be it might actually still be pressure sensitivity. Like this stupid frame might be trying to activate
to
pressure
adhere.
sensitivity.
Yeah.
Yeah, while it's supposed
Well,
to be a dumbass fucking frame. Static frame with no variation whatsoever.
oh, that's pretty funny.
So yeah, that might be happening for reals.
Okay, see, I've gotten to the stage of thumbnailing where I'm grasping at straws. It usually
Yeah?
happens around the third thumbnail. Yeah,
Okay.
where I'm like, I just know I should do something else because you never know if your next thumbnail is going to be better or not. Like, to be honest, I'm not sure which one of these I prefer because I think they're both good. This one has more of a like urban city vibe, and then
Mm,
you see like a horrifying like gargoyle beast above and you're parked across the street from like houses. And
mm.
this one has more of an industrial vibe where it's like, oh, I'm in a parking lot, and across from me is some old warehouse. And this one, I almost prefer this one here because it's like some beast grabbing some hero, in the middle of the night, and the poor lady just gets back into the car, you know,
Yeah, the dot
and
dot dot go back in.
yeah.
Yeah,
But that's also
actually.
annoying. It's so
Mm,
annoying. I can't
what?
decide the dialogue. The dialogue's decided. Like in this panel, she has to say, "Oh, what was that?" No, you know what would be what much funnier? Just either nothing or just like what, you know?
Okay,
Uh,
is he allowing you some lenience where you can kind of expand it?
I just
Because
take it.
you
It
could
is
have
just take it. Yeah,
like when she's getting out of the car, maybe you could have her looking out and then have the dot 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 there.
yeah.
And then because I also prefer we have the we enjoy the humor of the
Yeah.
fucking I don't know degens
Oh
and
my god. That stupid manga like clipping I sent you with the like, "Daddy, do you believe in gravity?" So good. Oh, yeah. Um, yeah, I think I just have to take some leeway. I'm sorry, David. I'm sorry. I know I'm supposed to adhere to the script, but I don't like it. I don't like the script. I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna change it again. It's just like this one. In this one, I wasn't supposed to do this other second long shot here, you know? I was supposed to
what was
do
wasn't it though?
it was, but I stretched the rules a little bit because the rule was same long shot, and it is the same long shot, but I twisted the camera to be at a different angle. But when he said do it as in the same long shot, he meant like copy paste, you know.
Mm,
And I I
okay.
ignored that. I ignored it, and I was like, I want to do this, David. Look at how
Mm.
much neater it looks. And I'm sure the woman's still to dialogue works in the original, but at least for me, it's like I don't want to do
You
it,
want
David.
want to capitalize on the funny, and
Yeah, I want to
that's
capitalize on
so
my
you. So I think you should do it. But then again, I'm kind of like I'm pretty sure my teachers didn't like me. I mean, sure they did
Yeah.
because I was a good student, but deep down, I'm pretty sure they were like, "You're one of those, aren't you?"
Yeah.
I do like
Well,
putting my own spin on
yeah.
things at the
That's
detriment
the
of the lesson. But I think, you get the lesson, which is this is your
point.
direction. This
Yeah.
is what you're going to be doing you're going to be reading your own script and doing this stuff and you need to, you know how to do it so you can do it for yourself.
That's essentially what what he said. Which was that follow the script, but also it doesn't matter that much because, well, at the end of the day, you're right. I'm going to be writing my own scripts. I'm going to be working on my own projects. You know, what's the point in me overly adhering to something if I don't like it? There's no, it doesn't matter. It's not going to beat me to death.
Yeah, it's not like you were being commissioned to do a comic and you have to adhere to the script no matter what and it's your
Yeah.
job and you're
Yeah.
wholly dependent
Uh-huh.
on it. It's
Yeah, that would be hell on earth. I think if that were me, if I was that pathetic, I would just
uh-huh.
end it all right there. Here we go. Look, environmental storytelling. Ooh, look at this. There's a crack in the headlight. What does that mean? Maybe there's a little blood here, you know. Boo, bada bing, bada boom. See, that's what I love. That's what gives me the kicks in comics. I'm so happy I discovered I could do this, you know,
Yeah. You know what I
because
mean?
it.
Give context to a scene by making it look lived
Well,
in and full of
you can
character.
not that you twit, but the
Ah.
like I can influence the story more in this sense, right? Because I've changed the narrative now. Like this script doesn't imply if she met the beast before or not, or whatever monster that is.
Uh-huh.
But by doing this, I've changed the narrative, and now it's like she has had a previous encounter. Or it's at least implied that she has, and that was the interaction with it. Like in
Hmm.
this one, like in all of these, she's so passive. Like she's parked across the street, so it seems more like she witnessed something. Well, it's kind of like how I like this more than my other shot. It's
Hmm.
because by adding another character with the beast, even though the script doesn't specify it changes the narrative. Now it stops being like a
Hmm.
I've seen the horror, the eldritch horrors of the night by accident, and I called the cops, and it becomes more of a like, um, hey, I've witnessed like another world and there's a battle between good and evil, which actually lets me think. I'm gonna change this panel to because I already have one thumbnail where it's more actiony. I'm
Hmm.
gonna change this to be very passive, but
Hmm.
he's gonna be like looming over her, and that's gonna that's gonna add its own humor. Like the eye contact between the beast and the woman.
Uh-huh.
It's like a beast is fully aware, the woman is staring at him, and he's just sitting there, and the woman just gets back into the car.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's got its own funny. There you go. I need to look up some gargoyle reference for that, but that gets the point across.
Oh, it's a
Yeah. All right.
gargoyle.
Well, it doesn't have to be. Give me
Hmm.
anything. But the first thing I thought of was like that old '90s cartoon, the Gargoyles or whatever,
Hmm.
where they gargoyles turn to life at night and
Yeah.
mate aggressively with humans.
Uh-huh.
Uh, anyways, anyways, Borscht.
Yeah.
My this is the point where my energy is real drained, but I can't stop. I have to at least finish the thumbnail. I can't stop this F art without having finished the thumbnails. That would be too embarrassing almost.
Well, it'd be like me last week, only having done one, a general body shape. And then I spent the next how many hours painting it on my stream,
Yeah.
and it was I was having a rough time.
Yeah, you want to tell me about it?
Mm. Well, anything I've realized I can bullcrap my way through. I say bullcrap when it's really just dumb down the pressure of a lot of things, especially during my personal work. But when it comes to things that don't have pressure, like money, or it should go in my
Yeah.
portfolio where I try to, sell my self worth to companies that may or may not take me,
Uh-huh.
it spirals out of control. and I can't focus and vomit because it's a self-sabotaging kind of thing. Like
Yeah.
the thing I did yesterday, that weird freaky horror sketch was the funnest, most entertaining thing for me to have made. And I made it in a span of like 2 or 3 hours. Basically bullshitting. The whole prompt is to doodle, and I went from one side of the canvas to the other in a circle and came back around, and
Yeah.
all of a sudden it looks like a finished piece with a planned composition. It's like I didn't plan that at
Yeah.
all. I just shit
It's
it
like,
out.
yeah, yeah.
And so, I can perform very well, just not under pressure. But
Not
the
on,
pressure of
yeah.
all of this is just, I don't know even what to do about it. The pressure
Well,
is
it's
actually
it's
killing me.
it's fun because I think the pressure is, even though it's killing you, it's probably the best thing that happened to you. You
Yeah.
know, because not in the sense that like you're being pressured, because stress is something I like to give, not to see other
Uh
people
huh.
receive.
Uh huh.
But it's like I remember like this was like a year ago or how long ago when you were like, ah, I might have to get a crappy job soon, and I'm like,
Uh
you
huh.
know, it's like because I thought like, okay, you're definitely gonna get a crappy job because how incompetent would you have to be to not even be hired as a cleaner or something?
Yeah.
Anyways,
Uh huh.
I thought to myself like, okay, that's it, and I felt sad because I was like, this probably means that Borscht is going to have way less time, you know, and with like way less time, we're probably not gonna talk as much, and then it would just been sad, you know.
Hmm.
But it turns out nobody wanted you, you know, and
Yeah. Yeah.
nobody cared for you, you know. And I was like, yay! And then it turns out now your job is just to suffer, but you suffer at home, which is close enough proximity to me for me to be like, oh, what? You suffering over there? Oh, hey, you know,
Uh huh.
it just
Yeah.
bother you, you know, on the job. I'm like, hey, what? Huh?
D&D.
D&D? We play D&D today? You know, so it's worked out fantastic for me, you know,
Uh huh.
because you suffer, but you suffer close, you know, within spitting distance.
Yeah, within slapping distance. I can
Yeah,
taste the suffering. It's
yeah,
palpable.
it's very nice, you know. I do enjoy it because like I said, it would have been sad if you were off and I couldn't bother you anymore.
Yeah.
But now I
Yeah.
can bother you all the time. That's fantastic. I don't want this to change. I want you to continue suffering.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I want
Great.
you to succeed,
Uh
so I can keep you around and slap you when
huh.
the time
Uh
arrives.
huh. Oh my god. Oh, the woman seeing the beast and being like, "Damn it, David's gonna shit this again. Just doing this shit again. Guess I gotta take him."
Oh boy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Man, oh man. That's so good. Do you think we should oh Christ. We both still have like our own F art videos that we plan on like making. I think at this point maybe we really just have to do our F art battles on live stream. I think there's almost no other way.
I
You
mean,
know?
yeah, that's
Yeah, at
yeah.
this point I'm willing to concede because it's it's not moving forward with our planning because we both suck. But at least we can do
I never
streaming.
wanted to edit. I am only drawing.
Well, look, I would edit more if my program like I tried again today, right?
Uh-huh.
Like I opened up the program and I've got a different program lined up. So I'm gonna
Uh-huh.
try editing with this again because I did some tips and tricks that I saw online about like how you should clear the stuff with the program. But if it keeps lagging, because what the comment thread said was, oh, this fixes it temporarily, but it'll start lagging again. I'm just gonna trash the whole thing and try a new one, you
Uh-huh.
know? But in essence, I think we should just do F art battles, and
Yeah,
we
I
should do
agree.
them.
For some reason that it's
Yeah.
unbeknownst, I
Mm,
agree.
well, the thing is, we gotta do them on a separate day than Saturday, so we're doing them every Sunday for 1 hour, or how? You know what? We don't even have to say 1 hour. We can just do it for however long we want. It doesn't matter because our streams are long anyways. And
Uh-huh.
yeah, that's what we're gonna do from now on. You got it?
Yeah, yeah.
You bend to my will because I am the master of the universe. You understand?
Uh-huh.
And you should know your place, woman.
The bold of you to assume.
You should know your place, pulsating burlap sack.
I like that.
Yeah. Uh, Man, I thought you didn't like it because Discord
How
just
to not
clipped
offend
your
anybody ever.
laughter.
How not to offend anybody. You pulsating
Your sack. Yeah. Uh,
I'm sorry, what?
the freaking Discord clipped your laughter again, so it sounded like you were just deadly offended.
Oh no, I was see, I don't know why. The noise suppression thinks I'm clanging plates, and it won't censor the fucking dishwashing or the
Uh,
water boiler either, but it'll censor my high-pitched cackling. It's
yeah.
it's really counterproductive to what I'm trying to do here. Gosh.
That's just the way it is. Doodaloo, doodaloo, doodaloo. That's just the way it is. Look, this is my third time drawing a stupid medium bird's eye shot. If I see another medium bird's eye shot the rest of the day, I'm gonna shoot somebody.
Well, these are supposed to be like quick and kind of not thoughtless, but like a thumbnail should be kind of almost like note taking. It shouldn't be this.
Intricate.
I mean, sure. I think maybe your exactness in the way you do lines 1,000 times before you're happy with. I'm like, might be the problem because these thumbnails aren't supposed to tax you. They're just supposed to be like as seamless as you thinking.
Yeah.
And
Well,
you're redoing the lines 20 times.
I think the reason is just because I didn't. It's not like I did this the first time. Like when I had complete free reign, I didn't worry about it. You remember the first comic assignment? This is my third one, right?
Yeah,
But the
you were
first
so
one
proud of your first one.
it was Heck, right? Just
Yeah.
like in his fat suit, waddling down the autobahn,
Uh-huh.
and thumbnailing for that was so easy, or at least easier, because it was like you said, it was just like, oh, I have this thought, I have that thought, da 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 da. But for this one, it's more difficult because I have to like reassess the stupid camera angle every time. I have to go back and be like, is this the correct camera angle? Because if it's not, it's not the prompt. This is all in theory, right?
Uh-huh.
And it just slows it down. And also, obviously, I'm talking, and because it's already slow, and I get very angry about TV shows. Uh, that's what I chose to do my time on instead. I hope David never gets to this one. I think he watched the first episode and he said he still wanted to watch the next one. I just told him to leave it. I hope he doesn't just jump to the newest one and sees me working on thumbnails for like 3 hours.
Oh,
I know I can
fair.
be faster, David. I'm sorry. I'm just talking so much. This is for entertainment purposes only, please. All right. Here we go. Over the shoulder close up of woman.
A
Again.
woman.
Here, Marsh, how about you take one of these thumbnails and you make it into your own thing? You know?
I, what do you mean?
I'm gonna, well, I obviously have to pick one of them
Yeah.
to finish,
Are you
Um
giving me homework?
so you wanna pick one of the other ones? Here, look, this is fun. Because now I could kind of have this like what's it, if I add some buildings on the side to make it less conspicuous, I can have like this rooftop monster be just a complete like crazy snake.
Do you feel like you're wasting stuff when you make thumbnails and you don't use them?
uh it's a valid thought, because I thought about it myself. I'm like, it sucks that all of these ideas I kind of like, because I'm not gonna get to do all of them. It's a little bit of a waste, sure, but like I know it doesn't bother me that much. It's more like
Okay.
whatever, you know, like eventually I'm gonna. It's not like I don't like snakes. It's not like I don't like epic battles. So eventually all that stuff's gonna be made. It won't be the same way, but it'll still be in a way that I enjoy.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know. So it's not like a complete loss. And like in terms of me taking like so much time with it, it's just extra practice. You know. It
Yeah, that's what
always
I
is.
think too.
It's like yeah, there's no reason to for me to be like, oh, I'm so slow because like whatever. Doesn't matter right now. I mean, I'm pretty sure I could finish a comic page way faster in the future.
Yeah, you'll just get there after the practice and stuff.
Yeah, but right now, it's like no. See, like I'm sorry, I'm not thinking about the dialogue when I draw these boxes, you know, because I'm like this shot right here is so much more impactful if she just shuts the hell up, you know. Because it's supposed to be that magical shot where you're like, oh, here's the monster, you know. In all of these, it's like, here's the monster, here's the monster. It's more impactful if she stays quiet. But she's like, what is that? It's like, shut the hell up, woman.
Well, remove it.
I'm
What's
just
what's
gonna,
the
I'm
worst
just
David
gonna.
is gonna do is berate
Here
you, and
we
he's
go,
gonna do that
David.
anyway.
I'm gonna just take some white out and be like, whoopsie poops. There's nothing here. Look, there you go. She's silent. Finally,
It's over. It's
I'm
finally over.
free. Yeah, it's so annoying. It's like it takes away from the shot. I'm sure. I am 100% sure. Whoever did this originally, I'm sure they did the best they could. I'm sure they did a great job in their context. I just disagree. You know,
I mean,
I just don't like it.
it'll probably fits the character more. If she's arguing with herself, she's just a vocal like character. And kind of
Yeah.
like that kind of whimsical girly kind of oh no.
But doesn't that
But
add more
no, I
when
think it's
the
a
like the
different.
vocal character is quiet, you know?
Well, you can
Right?
have silence before or after or completely, and I think they all lend to different people. I don't think it'll be correct in all situations. I think it really depends on what kind of tone they're doing. Because if she's speaking, like maybe it was the shot with the monster was really fast,
Yeah.
or something. You know, little things like that can change something entirely.
For
Like if it
sure,
was lines or whatever. So for
but
what
it's like
you're going for, I think it works great. But if it was something else someone was trying to go for, it might work better for their character in
but
the scene.
comic, it can't go by too fast because you have an infinite amount of time to stare at a if you choose, you could look at a panel until you die,
Yeah, but
you
what if
know?
the monster is a blur because you drew it like that? AKA Solo Leveling's fights, which I actually don't like too much because I can't tell what the fuck's going on.
Well, maybe instead of me accepting that the original artist did a good job, I'll go and kill them. How about that? Huh? How about that? How about we do that instead?
Uh-huh.
Huh?
Like it's
Isn't that
this
good?
the silence is great for what you're going for, but there are situations where going, what was that? Is more like dummy dumb speaking. Little haha. You know.
Sure.
That's
I'm
all I
sure there.
care about. You can remove the dialogue, I don't give a crap. As soon as you harp on the validity of something, and I'm here. I'm here with my burlap sack and I'm
Oh God, you caught me right as I was starting to cough.
that's what I'm here
Uh,
for.
here we go. All right, 3 thumbnails done. All right, now we can see. I always like to give them a mini title, you know, but
Hmm.
just to like summarize what it is. So this one is It Stares Back. You know, the previous one was like Desert Adventure, Beast on the Farm. What was the last one? It's like The Pirate Arrives. You know, just for like the you know what I'm talking about for the
Oh,
space thumbnails. This one's gonna be is
shut up,
that you,
bitch.
Thor? Yeah, I'm gonna call this one Is That You, Thor? uh, and this one's gonna be Shut Up. Shut up. It's ruining my shot. There we go. Oh my god, I can't
I
even spell.
named mine Spider Eyes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for the comic.
No, the machination of the body parts and flowers I sent you yesterday. See,
Oh right.
I was thinking about what my first comic would be, and I have a few ideas, but the newest one that's cropped up is
Uh,
going
yeah.
through
Hold
this
on,
this
let's stand
uh-huh.
up because my butt is cramping up.
Uh-huh.
My butt.
Yeah.
All right.
There's this
Mm.
this lady who gets a halluc. It's basically like a spin on Parasite almost, where she gets a spider
Which
who in her mouth that like leads to the brain in the back of the throat and has those tunnels there, and then it basically causes her to hallucinate. But she already had something. Let's say I don't know what condition I'd want her to have. What the are you doing?
just bothering you.
Uh-huh. And so she would probably see reality really borked. And it basically gives me an excuse to draw this all the time. And so, maybe she's having coffee with her friends, but in her view it's like and
Yeah,
that's just
there you go.
really funny to me.
I mean, what wouldn't it? Where I would go with this is I would just make her a heavy drug abuser.
Uh-huh.
Or just constantly downing mushrooms and then being like, "What is this? Why am I seeing things?"
Why is there a
You
spider in my mouth? There's not, you just took shrooms.
can, but then that character would be a complete ditz, so that's probably not what you're going for.
I haven't decided yet.
I like that. That would be a fun story to read. I would love to read all your stories, except you're just too poor. You're literally too poor to do it. Can't believe you're too poor to provide me with entertaining stories. Do
Uh-huh.
you want some money or something, Borscht? I'll give you $1.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure Bilsu will give you $1. Might even give you $1.50 because he probably likes you more than me.
Oh, nah, he's one of yours.
Oh, sorry.
Um,
No, I phrased it wrong. I meant it like he probably God, how do I phrase this? He probably likes you more than I like you. There you go.
oh, okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, I hate you and you suck.
Mm.
uh, but yeah, um, parasites are cool.
The
I
moral of the story is parasites are cool.
Well, I do like the idea of like a symbiotic relationship. I mean,
Uh-huh.
evolution theory essentially states that that's how it all started, right? One dumbass the cell ate another dumbass cell, and that was the mitochondria. And suddenly, first dumbass cell is like, "Wow, look at me! I have all this
I
energy
have
now."
brain.
Yeah, and then
Wow.
it goes, and the fucking, then billions of years later, we have taxes. So great, you know.
Uh-huh.
Fantastic. Wow, I'm sure glad that that happened, Uh, the Bill soon knows what I'm talking about because he's
Oh,
poor too, probably from
yeah! High
taxes.
five! Poor group! Clan poor! Yeah!
Oh boy. But yeah, oh, what the hell was I saying? I hate you.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Uh-huh.
Which one do you think I should go for? The one where the monster stares back and she's arguing with herself in this car with these angles? Or this one where it's Thor, maybe, and she's arguing with herself? Or this one where, see, they're all good in their own way, but they're also all trash in their own
Oh,
way.
here, just send me
So,
a screenshot so I can stare at it.
oh, individually, sure.
Mm-hmm. Stupid, shut up, it's ruining my shot. I
Uh,
can't wait for your next art session with David. I can't wait.
oh boy. I'm sure he
Mhm.
would get a kick out of it too.
Oh, I will.
See, the
Without
best
a
part about
doubt.
David is I don't ever have to worry about him getting harassed or him being found. You know, this is his name is David. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like it's okay. like his last name, I'm not gonna say it just in case, but his last name is also a very common
Mm.
like first name.
Wouldn't this be
Like,
advertising for him though?
yeah, in a way, but I feel like if I said this full name, the people still wouldn't be able to find him. It's like the creator of Bone is like Jeff Smith or something, or even it's like Bobby Bobson, Robert Bobson.
Bobby
It's like
Bumps.
it's like not to like make fun of you, David, at all. I'm not like I'm sorry if you take this in a bad way, but I really just mean like it's difficult to find any people with two first like names as their
Mm.
first and last name, you know and it's just I've struggled so much. Like I couldn't find Bone for so long because there's so many series called Bone this, Bone that. So I was like, let me include the creator's name. What the frick was his name? You know, Frank Franks. Something like that. And it's just I don't know. I don't think David needs the advertisement though. He keeps going on about his other students. I assume he has a lot.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, as opposed to you poor sap. How
There
much do
was
you
one
charge for this?
person who wanted me to tutor them. I was like, okay, message me on Twitter. They never messaged me. But I
Well,
dodged a bullet, honestly. I don't think I could
or
handle
they're
it.
like a crazy person? Or you can't handle tutoring in general?
I don't think I could handle tutoring because, sure, I can tutor. Like, I could,
Yeah.
technically, on some weird level, I could technically lead people down the path of art. But I'm so
Oh, you mean like you
uneducated.
led me down the path of art?
Yeah, great.
Never do that to anybody
Look, you
again,
never
you
had to give
horrible
me
monster.
money.
Yeah, at this point, you should be giving me money for what you did.
But yeah, so
Uh,
like I'm just not educated enough, and I would teach them like things that people say that are technically correct, but I wouldn't give them the right words for it, and I'd leave it so open ended that they may run into like weird
Issues.
self-taught
Oh,
habits. So I
yeah.
couldn't trust myself to teach people correctly, even though I'm knowledgeable enough where, I could probably still tutor beginners.
I just realized the stream is just myself. What the hell are we doing?
Oh,
I sent you the screenshot.
yeah, I was staring at the screenshot. That's what we're doing.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, that's one thing that's great about David. He, like I said, he's a wellspring of knowledge, and he knows when I'm starting to form bad habits, and before I even do, he nips them in the bud, like right in the middle of the lesson. He'll just interrupt whatever I'm saying,
uh,
in a kind way, not to be like, not that he's like, shut the fuck up, ah,
yeah, yeah.
No, he's like, all right, what you're doing right now is this, and that's bad because of that. I'm like, oh, okay, never noticed that. Cool, I'll not do it.
Hmm.
So it's like I don't know. I describe it like I'm still blindly like feeling my way up the mountain, but when I start like careening too far into the wrong direction, I get slapped, and
Yeah.
then I just course correct really quickly.
Mm.
And that's why my advantage over you, and that now you're trying
Hmm.
to amend it by getting yourself
Hmm.
a number of tutors for free. So I greatly appreciate you trying to widen your lead over me. You know, not like it was wide
Mm.
enough already, and now I
Uh-huh.
have to put in more effort, which some people
Uh-huh.
might say is good. But why don't I just eat my own like ding dong? All right. How do you like the screenshots?
Oh,
Are you
I
still staring?
circled the stuff that I liked in particular. I like half of "Shut Up, It's Ruining My Shot." I like the beginning part of "Is That You, Thor?" Because I think the droll of dialogue, it's got this kind of droll tone to it, and so
Yeah.
what I like is the big, long, spaced out shots because it reminds me of when you're up in the air with omniscient view and you can just hear people's
Yeah.
thoughts. And so it gives that, it leans to the droll, mundane.
Yeah.
Oh, this is just someone going to work to their 9 to 5. And then, but the Stark, it lends to our humor or my humor where she's just doing her thing, turns around, and there's a snake there. Like, that's funny. It faces her. We don't know what she's looking at, and then the camera turns around. It's just this big ass snake on a building. It's really impactful because it's so huge and just like chilling, like hello.
Yeah. Like it's me.
Yeah, yeah. So I like those two.
Ah, crap. Hold on. I forgot that it was also in a city. Okay, fine. I'll do something I never did before. Oh, we're making a hybrid. Is that you? Shut up! Is that you? It's ruining my shot. Here we go.
Is that
Uh,
you? Uh-huh.
uh, that's what I'm doing.
Good
I'm
job.
gonna do exactly what you said, which is take the beginning of "Is that you, Thor" and combine it with the other half of "Shut up! It's ruining my shot." And then I'll just have her shut up.
Then
Uh,
I will make her shut up.
which car scene do you prefer? The one from below or the one from above? That's as simple as I can put it. Because in Is That You, Thor, it's from above slightly, and from Shut Up, It's Ruining My Shot, it's slightly from beneath. You know?
Uh-huh.
Are you going because you understand what I'm saying, or because you want me to shut up?
No, I'm looking at it.
Oh,
Uh, I guess the "Is that you" flows better with what's happening. Cause like
yeah,
it zooms. It would be kind of weird if it went straight to the headlight view after being, you know, because all those panels are dynamic, and then these ones are also static. So I guess that one fits better.
yeah. Okay, you're right. It it keeps the it keeps the mundaneness, which I suppose is important. But then again, Shut Up, It's Ruining My Shot has more of a like story impact because it reveals more about what happened. Let me see if I can finagle this in my mind.
I mean, you can still add damage to the car in that shot.
Yeah,
It's just different parts of the car. I got my yogurt.
your yogurt. Hi, yogurt. All right. Hmm. The issue now is thinking about how the frick I'm gonna make the panels flow as well, because I had two different panel layouts, so I'm gonna have to Frankenstein them together in a weird way.
Yeah, oops.
Hmm.
Ah,
Do you think this like wide view of the parking lot would be as impactful if I had to half it? Because that's how I can imagine making this shot work. Hmm.
I think it can still work with half.
Okay. Okay, here we go. Time to Frankenstein it up.
Or even, you know, smaller could work as well.
Yeah, I just
Because
I
how
just have
much
to
do you
reduce
even
it.
need to make it
Yeah.
look like she's one in a million? Incomprehensibly small.
She tiny. Here we go. Is that you, Thor? Uh, I'm gonna take a little bit off the bottom, boop, and a little bit off the top, boop, like this. I'm gonna have this like this. Have this here. Uh, rip this. I guess this is also a part of thumbnailing, combining shots with reckless abandon. There we go.
Frankensteining everything.
Frankensteining it exactly.
Mm.
See, I like what I do like about the layout of shut up, it's ruining my shot,
Yeah.
is the fact that sometimes when you have like a longer panel, like
Mm.
in this one here, like the first panel is longer. It's sometimes confusing, like if you like where you go, like you go from left to right, and then you go down, but then do you go back to the shot? And that can be confusing if it's not clear enough. But because panel 3 and 4 are the exact same, it's like a straight cut across, and it's more clear. You get what I'm saying? Or are
No.
you just twiddling your thumbs like a moron because you hate
Well,
me?
I probably I don't know what it is, but I don't that doesn't
Care for
happen
me
with
at
me.
all? Yeah.
Cuz the only thing that I care about in panel layout is how clear is it that I'm supposed to read from left to right or right to left.
Yeah.
And after that, the panel flow doesn't actually. I don't go back to the big panels because just feels like one of those bam, big shot, and then it just
Yeah.
continues on, and my eyes will get caught up. But is that a common thing that happens where
Uh,
it does
See the
catch people?
thing. Yeah, the thing you have to consider is that your viewers are insanely stupid. Like, so dumb. And this is not an insult to them. You just have to take it into account, Because some of your viewers, like not all of them, they're just going to not even be dumb, but they'll have like completely different ways of interpreting things in everyday life anyways. And it just leads to like massive confusion, you know. I mean, I
Uh-huh.
should know because like I did the comics before, the um what you would call them comics, the gag comics, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And boy oh boy did I get all these things being like, I don't get it, I don't understand, blah 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 blah, you know? And it's because sometimes, being clear is not enough. Sometimes you have to hit them over the head with how clear it is. And if you
Yeah, but
don't, yeah.
how many of them were? I don't know which panel to read next. That's what I'm
Well,
interested. I'm curious
oh,
about.
right. Well, never, because I never changed the panels. So it's
Uh,
very intuitive. But if I had, I can guarantee you it would have been like a situation where people would have been like, I don't know where to go from here. This is confusing. you know, because you can't avoid it. It's just always gonna have a little something like that.
yeah, but if that's confusing and you have to change because of that, then what about all the other comics that do it and they're fine?
Well, maybe they just delete their stupid comments. I can't say. Maybe they're being clear or maybe not.
No,
It's
I don't.
it's
I'm sure that people aren't like don't get things. That's not the part.
yeah.
It's the panel part specifically. Like I don't.
Oh, the panel
all the
parts
people
was
who don't get stuff. I don't know how many of them are. I don't know which panel to go next because if that was the
uh
case, it's kind of like how games have common knowledge between all of them. If people read comics, eventually they'll kind of get used to panel layouts and how dynamic they can be, especially in webtoons and manga. And so if that was a problem that we have to compensate for, that it seems like a lot more compensation for what is the comic, community, what they should do or would do.
I don't know. That's my answer. I just
Okay.
don't. You know, I'm sure it happens often enough to warrant a warning. To warrant at least like looking it over in this stage and making sure that there's no way you could confuse it. Because that's the last thing you want, is that you get halfway through a comic, rendering one, and somebody tells you, I don't understand which way the panels go.
Mm.
It's more of a cautionary thing. It's like
Yeah, but what is the
bison.
cautionary for? Like, what would you have to change and what would you have to not do? If there isn't
Oh, okay,
something
wait.
like
I,
that,
I I
then
got an example. Okay, I
okay.
have an example. because I don't know why I'm pulling up an example that may or may not be misconstrued. Or I can just pull up an example that will be misconstrued. Uh, Look, Scott McCloud covered this, right?
Hmm.
Which is if you have a panel layout that goes like the, oh god, okay, someone's calling me. I'll be right back.
Yeah, sure, sure, no problem. Okay, spider time. Spooder. Hmm. But then again, I kind of what's it called? I'm more into graphic design, maybe. And maybe I am aware of these problems, but they were covered in a different category for me. Maybe that's why connection is weird. Oh gosh. The face here. I didn't put a head on it, and I think the nose is too long. Oopsie. I can always tell when I don't do the head shape first because there's something really off with the face.
All right. What about head shapes?
Yeah, they're weird.
Oh yeah, for sure. I still don't fully understand the example you gave me. We should go over that again,
Oh sure.
but not now.
Uh-huh.
Also, but just in general, what throws me off is when I
Alright, I'm
do
watching.
this thing, is this part over here. I never know like like this or like this. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
what? I'm kind of confused as to where the building gets done here. If you
You
have
want
some
to
other
see the original video?
yeah, maybe if you have some other shape or something that like a square or a rectangle that you plug in there that
I
you
mean,
modified or
okay.
something.
The first thing I ever
No, no, we're
had
not covering this now.
was a
I need
rec.
to explain.
Ah!
No, the panels,
Ah!
the
No, what you
panels,
gonna do? What
the
you gonna
panels,
do?
the
Just tease it. What
panels.
you gonna
Okay.
do?
All right. Imagine like a basic comic page, right?
Mm-hmm.
And your comics go like this, where you have like the long panel. See, this is what you never want to do. I would say, like in very very rare specific instances, maybe you want to do this, but otherwise, I can't really imagine you wanting to do this. It's when you have like the long panel on the right side, because then it goes like this and then like this. But just as easily, you could read it like this and then this. There's it's
Mm.
not immediately clear which way you're supposed to read it. And like down below, you can have whatever you want, right? But like this kind of stuff, this creates confusion because you're not sure if you should bounce back to panel 3. Is it 1 2 3, or is it 1 2 3 like this? And maybe this will work in specific instances where maybe these two can be independent from this. Like this is like a guy falling, and this is like a guy talking to a friend, and it's the different conversation, but it's kind of related to this guy falling. Maybe that could work. But that's kind of how you get confusing panel layouts, or maybe if you pull like a weird, like, I don't know, you could pull all kinds of weird stuff that makes stuff confusing. Like here, I'm gonna do this, and then maybe I'll throw in like a this, and then a this. Yeah, that's not too confusing. I can't. You have to be like purposefully confusing, right? Maybe if I did something like this. Yeah, here we go. If I did something like this, like, which way do you go? you know I like using this though. I'm a big fan of the long shot because I feel like the long shot is not overly confusing. It goes like up and down, but when it's reversed, it's more confusing. Oh, sorry, that's just the same one. Then you go like to the long shot and then back again or down or da 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 da. You kind of see what I mean?
Yeah. No, I see it. I'm just thinking about it because I feel like there was some manga related thing that I read that had something to do with this.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, it's possible. If you want, I can
I'll
always
check it.
just take a picture of every page of Scott McCloud's book and send it to you. Even though it might violate the spirit of comics, I don't mind doing it because you're a poor woman.
No, no, it's okay. I feel like I might have that book already. I
Yeah.
put it
Well,
on my own syllabus.
is that you ruining my shot?
But
Here we go. Yeah. And
I,
then
uh,
the hybrid has been created.
yeah, it feels like it's a pre. I don't know, cause even with manga, who does it backwards, right?
Yeah.
A lot of them start having these. How do you read comics?
Manga.
Yeah, yeah. How do
Yeah.
you read it at the beginning of the page? And I feel like they might. Some of them might have covered it. I'm getting like weird deja vu. And which implies that maybe there are some
Yeah.
things about certain panel layouts that we have to like tell readers about.
Someone's rubbing against the mic.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, tell me more
But
about it.
then I don't know if if it's safer to try and just compensate for it by sticking to the same panel layouts,
Yeah.
right? Or to do that thing where you're a little more experimentational, but have to have this ugly. How do you read the comic at the
Yeah.
beginning? But
It's
then we already have that with comics from different areas. Like
well, it's funny, right? Because
we have
manga
to do that already.
manga should not inherently be any harder to read than any other comic because you're just reversing the the way you read it, right?
Yeah, but people still require the how to read it.
Yeah, well, those people are stupid.
Yeah, but we were compensating for the conversation is compensating for people who
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
transition.
I know. I mean, at some point, I also was like, "What panel is this? Why cannot I read?" You know?
And even though it is reverse, it's
Yeah.
you still need the air.
Another another thing that can make panels confusing. Yeah, I'm just
Mm-hmm.
remembering all my Scott McCloud stuff now. Is too many overlaps. Like
Mm-hmm.
if I have a panel layout, but I insist on like overlapping my characters out of the panels all the time,
Mm-hmm.
and then they're like jumping from one panel to another, but then also
Mm-hmm.
like jabbing. It becomes this like what the fuck am I reading? I
Mm-hmm.
know that happens in like I as much as I praise Kengan Ashura for being a great manga, it does have moments like that where the guy just wanted to show off the characters like insane kick or something, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like flying like halfway through the map, and out the panel. It's like whoa, and then you're like, what is this reaction before or after, or what is
Mm-hmm.
this word? This is this guy KO now, or is he still being like, "Ha, you have no match for me,"
Mm-hmm.
And there you go. I hope that cleared it up for you a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I see the merit in it now.
Yeah. Love this combination. Is that you ruining my shot?
It's a good title combo.
One from is that you, Thor, to shut up, it's ruining my shot. Two is that you ruining my shot. It's funny because it has the same element as it stares back, except way less creepy and more like, yay! I am here.
I think the
uh,
long shot plus the shape of the creature plus it's just hanging up there and it will be like this down up kind of perspective. I think that's what sold it for me is that
yeah.
it's the
Yeah, and
ideal
isn't this so
thing.
much nicer without the woman being like, "Oh my god, what's that?" Fucking idiot. Anyways, I think we should end stream and start playing D&D.
Uh-huh. It's okay, we can end stream.
Oh, and play D&D? D&D? Here, Bilsu, I'll send you the beautiful tiny image. Um, gosh, how big would it even be? Maybe. Look. This is what I'm gonna do, Bilsu. Yeah, I'm gonna smack it on like a 1,000 by 1,000 pixel canvas, and then you work with the cropping. You do you. I could just give you the freedom
What? The freedom of what? Wait, are you
to
giving
like.
him 100 pixels on a 1,000 by? Okay, okay, never mind.
Oh, I guess it worked out pretty well. Look at that. You see?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't as small as I thought it was. It's actually quite large on a 1,000 by 1,000 canvas. So
I don't know what size
what do you
increment
know?
the
Cool.
fucking Clip Studio is on because it says it's only how many hundred, but it's way bigger than that. And I don't know. It doesn't. I didn't because I know you can change the increments when you're making a new one, but it doesn't display it when you take a preset.
Oh boy. Yeah, Clip Studio just likes to screw with you, I guess.
Hmm.
There you go. It looks like he's wearing a tiny chef's hat. Save as Clip Studio, the Bilsu, and then save as PNG, the Bilsu. But yeah, are you gonna go back to working on your commission?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna be. I have to do as much as possible because my uncle's gonna contact me randomly, and I'm gonna have to
Yeah,
give him keys.
for your soul.
And I'm sleep deprived, and I'm gonna have to drive like
Your
an
Kia
hour.
soul. Yeah. um,
Okay.
we're gonna end it here.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks for coming,
Uh,
Bilsu.
Thanks for coming, Bilsu, like always.
Mm-mm-mm.
And we'll see you next week. I
Yeah.
hope. It's okay if you don't want to show up. I get annoyed by Marsh too. Hell, who knows if I'm gonna.
Uh-huh. I'll annoy you in your nightmares.
There you go. All right. See ya.
Bye. I spent all the effort. I explained it perfectly. They should read it, right? They should read it.